Yes, and then it takes like a minute to go on YouTube. Come on. But we are live. Yes, we're here. The first time you're going to be here for a full show since your return, since you hosted last week.
Yeah.
So welcome back to a full-length episode 13, stressing on progression. I can't even say it. It's too many S's. Stressing on
Just say
progression.
progressin. Say
Progressing.
progressin. Progressin.
Yeah, with Grif. Where are you over there? Grif, and go. And
Cool.
at the start here, I have to congratulate you, sir. You got your million plus views on YouTube.
Did I really?
Yes.
How come they don't tell me?
I
How come
checked
they
and
don't tell me?
confirmed. 1 million views
Oh
over on
man.
Grif's channel.
Cool. I wish I was doing something while it happened. That's awesome. Thanks, man.
Huge, dude.
Yeah,
And
I really appreciate that. Cool. How close are you? Are you there? Are you almost there?
like 750,
You
something like
you
that.
hit 4K though, right? You hit 4K
Yeah, 4K
subscribers.
subs. Yeah.
That's awesome for you. I'm proud of you,
Hmm.
buddy.
We're both reaching the little benchmarks.
Pat each other on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. I'm
but
trying to find.
you
Jeez.
also just started to get back into Ulduar. How are you liking Ulduar?
Okay. All right. How do you want to handle this? Because I have a lot to say. Um,
You can do a short little
I
bit, and then we can get to it a little bit later.
okay.
Dive
I'll
deep
say
later.
I like Ulduar. It's new content, and I enjoy it. I think the loot is great. It is an upgrade, and I enjoy the challenge of hard mode. Yeah, I think it is also um, an opportunity for people who have a tendency to fly off the handle because hard mode brings that out in everybody. Even the nicest people get worked up over hard mode, and I don't because I'm not tanking right now. I'm mostly just I mean I am tanking, but like not heavily. I'm just like a DPS. Like even you, I was watching you last night, and I
Dude,
thought about this too because
felt
you
bad.
you were out, but you were on the outside. Yours DPS, but even every once in a while, even you were getting irritated.
Yeah.
Like come on. And it's that makes me really scared about Ulduar because like you're a very passive dude, and even you were like, like the time you downed it, you were dead. That's got to be upsetting for you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, we're talking about Freya hard mode in case you guys are wondering. I watched this stream last night. You should definitely check it out if you like boomies. Um,
Well, I don't know about
but
that
yeah, like
stream. I'm embarrassed about
I
that stream.
see we did 10-man hard mode Mimiron, and we could not get past phase one. Like we just couldn't do it. And it got to me a little bit, but at the same time, like I can just be like, no, I don't care. You know what? It's just a game. But there were people in my raid that were not getting along, and it was like, oh man, like this is uncomfortable. So that's what I have to say about Alduar. I'm enjoying it. I could see it being a raid killer, and I want to add this. I think Alduar is the first opportunity for true 10-man guilds to shine because hard mode is a thing. So you can bragging about 10-man hard mode full clear is like like if you're a 10-man guild in Nax, like yeah, we cleared 10-man. That's not impressive. You're like cool. But 10-man hard mode Alduar, that's worth putting in like a guild message to get more guildies and stuff like that. And I think this is and plus like the gear is actually like legit. Like if you get hard mode gear in 10-man, it's still really good gear. End rant.
Yeah.
Yeah, go was grumpy. I think that's a good way to describe it.
I think it would be cool if Blizzard did another 10-man tournament like they did for Nax. The Undying Challenge. You remember that?
Yeah.
I think it a different format than that one maybe, but still like a 10-man Nax like competitive event. I think would be pretty cool. I'd watch it.
I think anything like that would be cool if people show up.
And
Like that's the big deal.
only if there's a boomy in it too. Yo,
Was there no
cat.
boomies? Oh my
69,
gosh.
69. Is that sec? I
What's a sec?
don't know.
Like what currency is that? But either way, thanks, buddy.
Yeah, dude. Thanks, bro.
Appreciate it, Resto. I like that. I like that. It's now your identity. I don't know if you know that, but you are. Oh yeah, the Resto guy. Like that is who you are. You are that guy.
Are you resto catting Ulduar right now? 10 mans, 25
Oh,
mans, Resto Cat.
do you know Table Slam just told me today that he is now hashtag RestoCat.
Ooh.
So a Swedish kroner. Well, thanks, buddy. We appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. Thank you, man.
But yeah, so like, like the infection's catching on because Table Slam. He said, I think today or yesterday he specced into Nurturing Instinct, which is like the primary Resto Cat thing that you don't normally get that he picked up. He said it was to help benefit his pally healer, but he's like, yeah, and then I'll heal on the side. I thinking he's just trying to like ease his guild into it. Yeah. Hold on one sec. I'm gonna turn this thing on for a sec.
I went to the Resto Druid Discord the other day, and like the only Resto Druid like person I could find that was like updating their Discord and stuff for like strategies and everything was they had Resto Cat in the front of their name. It
Oh yeah,
was like
I
Resto
wonder who
Cat
that was.
Steak something.
Oh, it wasn't. It wasn't him. It
Nah,
wasn't Sebastian.
nah.
Sorry, my camera is like constantly changing focus.
Mine
I
too.
don't know
Like
what to do.
I don't know if it's like when I put the mini fridge over here, if it doesn't like to focus on me now because it thinks that's like my shoulder or something. But yeah,
Yeah, I
like
don't know.
mine
It's really
always
bothering
seems
me.
blurry. Yours is way more clear than mine, but mine's also 720p, 15, 20
I
years
tried to
old.
wipe it. That's what I was doing really quick. I'm gonna do it again.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, let me pull up the polls. We both had a poll this week. I thought
Oh, we're
about
jumping ahead.
I thought about doing another one. Jumping ahead. What?
I was actually gonna do another one too. We're moving on. But
Oh yeah, yeah,
moving
yeah.
on.
Yeah, moving on. Moving right along, but I gotta fix everything real quick. Fix it all so everything's not on the screen.
There we go. I'm over it. Okay. Ooh, too much power in restocating.
What
I'm
did I
banned
have
from the
yours
druid. I
first?
heard Sebastian. I'm not surprised,
My
though.
channel.
I am all for the restocat. Uh, I'm not surprised you got banned from the Discord. I saw the posts.
All right, let me
That's
see if
all.
I can do this. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna switch. Boom.
Let's go. Hey, what's up? Hey, I was talking about you today, Bearbus.
Bearbiss is here. Nice. What up, Bearbiss?
Dark Cave Manorock, aka Bearbus. Yeah, dude, I don't know if you saw my stream earlier, but I actually went over all kinds of stuff talking about the resilience setup for Thorum. I talked about T7 versus T8. That was all. I'm making videos about these too. That's why I've been doing the content on it or streaming on it. But yeah, like definitely been talking about all that stuff. Nothing bad. It was all good stuff.
So the poll I had was 1 day ago. I think it's 2 days ago, like tonight or something. But recently, I put out this poll
Okay.
for what's your favorite fight out of the Siege of Ulduar bosses, which is Flame Leviathan, Ignis, Razor Scale, or XT. Then I also had the option at the very bottom, just in case. I was like, no, they all suck. And that one won. And I was like,
Oh
okay.
no. Wait. What's your yeah, honestly, I was okay, I will tell you. Did you add that after or was that always there?
It's always been there. Yeah,
So
it was
I was
there.
like, oh, I honestly I don't think I noticed it because I was thinking like, oh, they kind of all suck. And like the only one I was like, oh, I'll pick XT, but it was only because I couldn't really remember the mechanics of it well enough to like have a negative opinion. Like a razor scale, that's fine. Ignis, yeah, whatever. Flame Leviathan, I don't like that one. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not for me. And then I was like, XT, don't remember that at all. Like I do now. It's the heart one, blah blah blah. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, I think people would now pick it because people can actually down the hard mode. But
Yeah.
that's funny that they all suck one.
I know. And Flame Leviathan didn't come in last. Like I thought vehicles, like that's what everybody's been saying, like all of Wrath and leading up to Wrath is there's too many vehicles. Nobody likes controlling a vehicle. It's not fun. Well,
I don't mind it. It's just well. Here's the thing. Have you done regular and hard mode or just regular mode
just
or
regular.
Flame Leviathan?
Yeah, just normal.
It's a joke. If it required more coordination, like I know maybe hard mode is where it's at, but like even regular, you can literally space out and like two people can just do the job, and you're just like, yeah, whatever, they'll get it,
Mm-hmm.
they'll figure it out, and that's not cool. Like I want my actions to have consequences, and we talked about this in my stream today too. If you're in like the passenger and someone's like spinning around like crazy, Like it can be nauseating for some people, and a lot of people
Yeah,
don't like that.
it's so annoying. I'm trying to click
Yeah,
on the pyrite to like pick it up because my driver was out of pyrite and I couldn't click on it because he's spinning around the vehicle. And I'm
yeah.
like, dude, do you want
And
the
you're like,
pyrite or do you not want the pyrite?
bro, we can do 20 mana. Yeah, I think you can go pretty low on Leviathan. I think like the common one is to do 5 or 6,
Hmm.
and then just bring one of every class so that whatever drops you can give it away. And then 10 mana, I think you can 2 mana it. But yeah,
Wait,
yep, yep, yep.
is he talking about Flame Leviathan or are you guys talking about VOA?
Oh, I was talking about Flame Leviathan.
You were, wait,
Hard mode, we can 20 mana it. Yeah, I'm already 230
hmm,
and soon more. I don't
230 eye level?
if he's at 230 eye level, that's nuts. I
That's
think I'm at like
insane eye
220.
level. I'm 224. Two,
Then maybe he is at 230 eye level.
230 is decked.
I have 4 piece. I got the shoulders from 10 man, and I don't have. I really want the dream binder, dream something. I call it the dream weapon. Once I get that, I don't even care about anything else. Like everything else is just like, oh, cool, whatever. I just want that stupid weapon and Mjolnir. Mjolnir.
Mjolnir's
Oh, Flame Leviathan.
runestone.
I'm already 230. Yeah. PvP items are huge. Yeah,
$232.
if I
Yeah.
have a man, can I pull it up? I have I don't know if you do this, but I have a spec specifically for Flame Leviathan so that I can wear the highest item level gear. And it's because I have a lot of PvP gear too, and mine is actually crazy, not crazy high, but it's like I use gear score, but obviously gear score isn't an accurate depiction.
I don't like gear
The
score.
I Do you like gear score or eye level? Which do
I
you
like eye
prefer?
level. Gear
I
score
like
makes me
gear
feel
score
small.
because you're a little bit lower.
I'm like 2,700, and then there's people that are 5K and above. It's like,
You're not
what?
2,700. You're over
40,
4,000.
4,700. Sorry.
That's high. Okay, so my gear score gear is 229. So I'm right behind you. Oh, so okay, that's really good. Yeah, we're talking. Oh, because Mjolnir. But yeah, 229 or 4,873 gear
Jeez.
score. I
See,
mean, but that's not wearing like the best DPS gear. It's just the highest eye level gear I have, which I have a lot of like PvP gear that's like 232.
I've been getting thrown up on the top of the boss, so I've been wearing my normal gear. I started off
Yeah,
like the first week. I got a couple PvP pieces just in case. I got like 3 of the 232 pieces from the vendor, the honor vendor, and I haven't
that's what I
even used
did.
them.
Yeah, I did the same. I got so I took all of my stone stone
Oh,
stonekeeper shards.
yeah, yeah.
I took stonekeeper shards. You can take 30 of those and convert them into 2,000 honor. And I had like 2,000 stonekeeper shards, so I just turned them all in for just an absolute ton of honor. Got all the honor pieces I could get, and then I ran a bunch of battlegrounds to finish it off. And then I did VOA and got I think 1 or 2 pieces. Yep, 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 yep.
Lucky. All right, so
Yeah.
your poll was a little bit more
Oh yeah.
general. How do you feel about Ulduar so far? We have love it, best rate ever. It's cool, but it was overhyped for sure. I'm disappointed, melee unfriendly, and then haven't stepped in the doors yet. And this was
I'm
2 days
actually
ago.
not I'm not surprised by this. How many people voted? Does it say?
358.
358. I'm not surprised by this because this is how I feel. Like I that's why I made this poll because I feel like it was overhyped. Like
That's
I
what I
remember
picked.
Ulduar so vaguely, and it was never this hyped. It was never like, oh, let's get to Ulduar. It was just like, oh, I want to do Ulduar. Okay, okay. And I was like, oh, maybe I just never got deep enough into it to really No, it's like it's fine. Like it's a cool instance. Is it this amazing nostalgia like Nax 40? No, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, that sounds about right. That's about what I did too. Yeah, I think I do. Okay, Ness, I do want to say I think the challenge level, I think it did at least bring people because like I think regular mode is easy for the most part on most bosses. It's still harder than Axe for the most part too, though. But hard modes are hard. Like I don't think anyone's sitting there going, "Oh, hard modes." I mean, maybe Freya hard mode was kind of easy. I don't want to. Sorry, I shouldn't say that in front of Go. But the time we did Freya hard mode 10 man, it was
Too
pretty
soon.
easy. But yeah, like I don't know. I think that's what's cool about hard mode is like if people are like, oh, it's not hard, like okay, show me your hard mode content because if you're doing regulars, that's not braggy. It's just like I said, like 10-man raiders can now brag about hard mode because hard mode is legitimate. But yeah, if you're not clearing, I mean, you haven't seen Algalon. I haven't seen Algalon. I probably won't see it for another month.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the reality. It's hard mode. But yeah, a whole bunch, a whole bunch of gear. Sorry.
The gear's good, but it's bad too. It's like I think the gear would have been way worse. Like it would have felt terrible if they didn't buff the eye levels. Like I
So
might have
you
given
say
up a
that.
lot.
Who I think it was Table Slam that was in my chat earlier, and he made a really good point. He and I think I think it's Table Slam. He said that ferals actually did not benefit. They were actually hurt by the eye level increase because the big thing about Ulduar that made ferals good was the bonus set, which had nothing to do directly with the stats. So when everyone else got stat boosts, yeah, we got a stat boost too, but it diminished the value of our set bonuses. So much so that yeah, we're still okay, but we're not great. We're not blowing up the charts. Plus, like the proc rate of the other thing. And go to new. Yeah. Wait. For
I think
me?
he's talking to the nest.
Oh, I was gonna say what? No, I like my guild. Honestly, I've thought about going to a new guild, not because I don't want to. I don't like my guild, but because they don't have a spot for me. There's only one feral. I left for a while, so they replaced me. Understandably so, but like I want to raid again, and GDKPs are great. They're expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I got a couple GDKP prices for like the Vank gear to talk about later on. But for now,
Yeah.
we've both got a video that I've
Oh,
had two videos out, but your
have you
video,
had this set up like this for a while
I
with like
switched
the
it.
chat?
Oh, like this? I did for the
It
two
looks good.
polls. Yeah, I had it for the
It looks
polls, and
good.
then yeah, just switched it on over. Thanks.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was your video that you did since I was already on your YouTube channel for your poll.
Oh, okay.
We can talk about yours first.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to play it because I'm going to explain what it is
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
If
yeah.
you guys don't know, because actually this is probably the second most controversial video I've ever made. I don't really make controversial videos. I didn't think this was going to be that controversial. But essentially, if you don't know, every day you can get 2 badges of conquest from this dude right here by doing the daily heroic. If you do the daily heroic as a heroic plus, you can get 3 more for a total of 5. However, there's a weird workaround in the system that every day, 2 hours before server reset, you can go into the new daily that gets reset 2 hours early, do the boss, and then come back out. And then when the server resets, you can do the boss again, giving you the opportunity for a total of 8 emblems of conquest per day. In fact, I did it today. Today was Violet Hold. Oh my god, that can really suck if you get a bad group. Luckily, like I literally, it was the only time I ever checked gear scores before I joined. Because if you don't know, Violet Hold, it's not hard, but if people do not want to do the mechanics, it gets out of hand really quickly, like really quickly. And he's just not somebody you want to wipe on because you guys start all the way from the beginning, and it's just. But people got mad at me about this because it's been a secret. I think Alyssa on my stream told me about it a couple weeks ago or a week ago, and then someone in my guild told me about it. So I had known about it for about a week. So I felt like it's been 2 weeks. Emblems of Conquest have lost their value for the most part. Yeah, you could still get ruined orbs, but they're not as valuable as they were as in week one. Yeah, I actually pinned Alyssa at the top because she said, and I didn't remember who it was, so I'm glad she did that. But people are a little mad about it. I think it's funny. Um,
I
if
gotta
you want
read.
to get some extra emblems, do it.
I gotta read a
Yeah.
couple of the comments. Make a video about it. Smart. Like,
Did you read the one? Where was the one? I
yeah.
can't read the. That's a good one. When they're like, you say shh, but then you tell everyone. I'm like, calm down, man.
Blizz is gonna patch it
Yeah, right
because of
there.
people like you.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? They didn't patch it. As long as Sarth doesn't make a video about it, we're fine.
Hmm.
And you know how that's true? Look at a video, any video Sarth's ever made about check out this cool cheese strat. Fixed. Look at the Freya video. He did a Freya video 2 hours later. That was hot fixed.
They
Like,
did for real.
yeah,
I didn't even see
yeah.
that one. That it got hot
So
fixed at least.
yeah, Yeah, so Freya, you could take the motorized dude. Remember the place where everybody dies? That you're like, oh, I love this part.
Memorand,
Everyone
yeah.
dies. You know those motorized things?
Mhm.
So what they do is they keep them alive and they drag them all the way down to Freya. Then they kill them and then they can take over the thing. And that thing does crazy DPS and it tanks. So they just Zerg Freya and can skip all the mechanics of the whole fight. And they can kill her in like 1 minute.
So, like, no one's ever thought to do that in any other raid so far in Classic WoW. Wait, they did in Nax when they brought the big dude to every single
Yeah.
boss.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, Blizzard. Like, is this going to be a
It's the
thing
same
every
thing.
raid? Like, let's pull a
I know.
mob with a mechanic to a
Okay.
different wing.
Okay.
Like,
To Blizzard's side argument, whatever. Um, when we did these games 15 years ago, our minds were not on like how can we cheese this. Coming into it now, it is a completely different world of gamers looking for every way to like. I mean, look at Thorum. Thorum is a two tank fight. You taunt. It's just like AQ40 twins. No big deal. Not even a thing. However, uh, PvP gear negates the whole mechanic. They didn't think about that then, and now people. I mean, maybe they didn't think about it, but now people wear resilience gear and they just one tank it. Like those are cool things, and I don't think we should keep punishing people for coming up with these cool cheeses. I
yeah.
think I think the motorized thing was a little bit cheese, but like he does a lot of videos like that where you're like, oh, and it's fixed, and that's life. But so far, no emblem fixing. So what do you got going on? Oh, the
So,
boss tips.
I started making the boss tips. It's one thing that I've done since I don't even know how long I've been doing it. I didn't do it in like classic vanilla, but I started in TBC. I don't remember which phase. It might have been Karazhan. I don't know. But yeah, I started getting these pumped out. I got the first 7 bosses. So I was kind of like debating, like, because I named it the Siege of Ulduar, because that's what it looks like on Wowhead. It's like Siege of Ulduar, and it's got the 4 bosses. So the first video I did was for Flame
Oh yeah.
Leviathan, Razor Scale, Ignis, and XT. And then I did the second one for the Antechamber of Ulduar. That one was, I can't even remember them off the top of my head. Kulagarn, Iron Council, and Ariaya. So it's just like strats, like Boomy specific, like stuff on when to use Starfall. I haven't got into like rotation yet. Like that's going to be a completely different video, but I'm getting asked that like a ton because like Wowhead and the Druid Discord's like, Moonfire's in our rotation. We need to have the Starfire glyph. And then it's like, well, yeah, I'm not trying that yet. So
Yeah.
I shouldn't really talk about it until I've tried it. So, um,
I think that's what's cool. I'm like 2 weeks behind you. So I'm like catching up to all this cool stuff. And one of the things I covered in my stream today, which I think is relevant to you, is with the new tier set, my rotation's changing.
mhm.
And feral DPS rotation's already kind of hard. Like it's not like a press these 30 buttons in a row. It's like, you gotta kind of feel it out. Like, okay, I gotta switch here, I gotta do this here. And with the tier changes, it's actually changing. So if you watch me today on stream, I was doing the old rotation and it wasn't working for the new lengths of all the cooldowns. So I actually had to sit there for like an hour and like practice like but once I did, it was better DPS. But if you aren't ready for that, tier 7, tier 8 is honestly it's the same thing. It feels easier and it's just better. But like yeah, like 100% when someone's like, "Oh, is that better?" You're like, "I don't know." Especially like look at you last night. You're like, "Oh, I'm trying this tier 4 and I every run scuffed." And
Yeah.
that's like the reality. Like, oh, like I want to try so tier 8 extends Savage Roar to like just incredible number. Like it gives you an extra 8 seconds, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it is. And I really want to see how it does in AoE because you can do a rake opener and rake specifically because you want that extra clear casting into a Savage Roar for like, I mean, 26 seconds. And then you can shred without having to worry about that thing falling off and trash. And that is a big deal. And I want to see like, hey, how much of an improvement is it? Or is it even an improvement? And I can't because scuff, we did this. Oh, it didn't go smooth. And like, or like the guy I'm going against, he AFK. And you're like, come on, I gotta use you as my my yardstick to see if I'm doing
Yeah.
well on this. But
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah,
We have a difference in our rotation too once we get 4-piece tier 8. So it's like for ours we get the Starfire proc,
hmm
and that one it caught me off guard like the first time it started to proc in a fight because usually like the opener we might throw out like an insect swarm. So now it's like I might want to throw 2 insect swarms out if I can on certain fights. Like Kolagarn, I think I insect swarmed like both hands and the body. And then it's like if that Starfire procs, then I don't really want to immediately use it and then get into solar phase right away. I want to like hold the proc and then keep casting Wrath, but I didn't think about that like right away. So I'm like, ooh, a proc,
that's
nice. And then I used it, and then it's
yeah,
like, oh, I just made a mistake.
yeah. But that's exactly what I mean, though. Like you're so muscle memoried into this like rotation, you know how to do, and all of a sudden like this new thing is going to benefit you, but you got to like learn how to use it right,
Mm-hmm.
or you're just like you're wasting all your stuff. Yeah, it's so crazy that both of our specs have something that causes that kind of thing with tier 4 or tier 8 4-piece. I hate that. I hate saying that. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's really cool.
and somehow Moonfire is supposed to get back into the rotation. We're supposed to drop Starfire or Focus Glyph, Glyph of Focus, or Glyph of Starfall, or it just depends. There's so many things like fight to fight. Even it's not one of these phases where it's just like, yeah, we have one spec, it covers all the boss fights, and you're good. No, it's gonna be like you've got this spec that you can use on these 3 bosses, but now you need to have this spec for these other bosses. So you can't really parse like one full night because you have to have 6 different specs to bring in there to like completely min max. So that's gonna get hectic trying to like explain all of that stuff. But I think for the most part, people are gonna gravitate towards like the one spec that they can have for the entire raid, and that's gonna be a whole another thing on its own.
Oh, have you? I don't think you're in the role yet. Have you been asked to heal at all?
No, so our raid lead's significant other is our second boomy, and she was switching Resto boomy last night. So I think anytime they need like an off healer, she's been healing like the heroic plus dungeons and stuff. She already has her spec. She's got some gear for it, so they're not gonna ask me. I don't think ever.
Okay, that's honestly that's good. I like tanking, so like I don't mind like filling in for the tank. I really like what I like. The dream is to DPS 25 mans and off tank 10 mans, because that way I get a little bit of everything, but I get to like I mean like my pumping numbers are garbage, but like once I get into a 25 man and I'm familiar with like all the mechanics, I expect to like pump.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks when you're like, I want to pump, and they're like, cool, put your tank gear on.
Yeah,
You're like, no, I don't want.
it's like
I don't
we need
want.
you to tank this ad away from the raid, so you can't even
Just,
cleave or nothing.
dude, what was that? There's a fight in TVC. Um, in oh my god, the water one. Not the. It's not water. Why can't I think what it's called? With Lady Vash, SSC.
Mhm.
Okay, an SSC Tidewalker. I think not Tidewalker. It's the guy with like. There's like 4 mobs, and like
Yeah,
one tank has to literally just pull one of the mobs off to the side and stand there.
yeah,
And I was the guy who was like, "Yeah, I could do that." Literally off to the side, just this is cool.
yeah. I mean,
Not gonna parse. And then the healer that is assigned to me, him and I just like message each other because it's so boring. Like you don't do anything that whole fight. You're like, "Cool, man. What are you doing after this?" Nah, nothing. You know. Yeah. Sorry, I'm having a beer.
yeah. Same here. Cheers. Oh, you did get the Dos Equis.
Dos Equis. Do you say it Dos Equis or Dos Equis?
Dos Equis.
Dos. So it means 2 X's.
But
That's why
yeah.
Dos Equis. Dos
Mhm.
Equis. It's good beer. I really like it. If you drink Dos Equis or wait, what's your top 3 beers? Way off topic.
Mm, top. Trying to think top. I like Guinness.
Oh, you're a dark beer guy?
Yeah. So I'd have to say Guinness. Are we talking like beer or does cider count?
You can drink cider. I drink cider.
Because I like Angry Orchard. It's really sweet, but
Yeah.
I like putting like Fireball in it.
Oh, really? I like
So
Angry
I'll
Orchard
do
over
that.
Reds for sure. You ever had Reds?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Reds
It's
tastes a
too
little different.
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the same with
Um,
what's it called? Guinness. You can put a Angry Orchard with a Guinness. Bro, you don't know what a beer tastes like
I
until you've had a mix of those.
okay. So you ever like let me think of an example. Okay, you ever go see a movie? No, you know what? I'm just gonna explain it. The first time I had beer as an adult, like old enough to understand and appreciate beer, it was dark beer, and I hated it so much that when I came back to beer, I was like, I'm just gonna stay as far away from that beer as I can, and I'm gonna stick with like lagers and pilsners stuff like that. And yeah, like even like I just can't do dark beer. Like, and the thing is, it's not because I haven't like, oh, I don't like the taste of it. I haven't tried it in since I was a kid. Like I'm afraid to waste my hard-earned money on like one Guinness.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a light beer guy. That's why like I love going to Germany because it's more of a light beer country. Like they have like six lagers. Like most bars you go to, they've got like one, maybe two lagers on tap. Like everywhere in Berlin I went, there was like seven choices. I was like, oh my god, and they all taste the same because they all taste the same. But like all the choices were there. Sorry, Piston Head IPA. Oh, you're an IPA guy.
See, I don't
Are
care
you
for
an
the
IPA guy?
IPAs now.
Yeah, I know
That,
my friends are all into the sour IPAs lately.
that's one that I had one and it was not it didn't taste good, so maybe I just had like a bad one to start me off and then I haven't had one since. I like
Yeah,
porters and what's the other one? I mean like lagers are good too, but yeah, I thought there was what's the other thing I'm thinking of? Porter and something. Another dark beer name.
I like. Okay, I very rarely remember anything I drink, but one time I was in Spain. I feel like I'm like bragging that I've traveled. One time I was in Spain, and my friend who's Spanish, I was like, I want like a light beer, and she ordered me this beer, and it was the best beer I've ever had. And she taught me how to order it when we went to bars. I do not remember the name of it, but I know exactly what it looks like. And like for a long time, I held on because it has a number on it, like 1947 or 1974. So if anybody knows what beer that is, please let me know. I could probably ask her. No, I did. I asked her. She didn't remember. And I was really frustrated by that. But yeah, it's like the Spanish beer with like a year on it, like 1847. I don't know the year, but
So
there's a seven,
one trip that I did to
maybe.
hike a section of the AT, I stayed at
Mhm.
a campground of a brewery, Devil's Backbone.
Oh yeah. Wait,
S-
did you go? Did you do Devil's Backbone?
I don't think I've done like that section of it,
It's right there. It's on the AT.
but it's right where the factory is
I think so. I don't know.
or
It's like
distillery, whatever.
it's part of the Royal.
I,
What's it
I
called?
must have done it then. I didn't think it
You can
was.
look it up.
Yeah, I didn't think it was named that though. That section.
Make an Irish car bomb. Man, I haven't had one of those in a long time. Dude, I've been messed up off of Irish car bombs. Oof. Brooklyn Lager. Yeah, I like lagers. Lagers and pilsners. Sorry, I didn't mean to take the conversation towards beer, but
Oh, you're good. But
I mean,
we can go back to what we were doing. And wow,
oh, we can. We're allowed to do that. That's right. The rules state that we
we can
can
hop
just
around. Yeah, we can
yeah.
shift.
Because I remember, well, I was reading through the notes, and it doesn't really say we can jump around, but you know what? We can. We can.
We can combo shift. Yeah, we had talked briefly at the start of the show about GDKPs and how much stuff costs. So I did my second Ulduar GDKP over the weekend,
10 man
and
or 25.
25. We did
Okay.
zero hard modes. Everything was just
Same.
easy, and I think it still took 3 hours. And
Same. That's what
yeah,
it did for us.
yeah,
Yeah.
and like
Alhambra. That's it. 1925. Oh my god. Sorry.
Alhambra.
I'm not sorry. It's Alhambra, which is the place we went to. Oh my god. She didn't remember it. That's embarrassing. Sorry. Alhambra is this place in southern Spain. Okay, carry on.
You need to make your next druid Alhambra.
I like the name. Alhambra.
um, yeah, I didn't buy anything this time because I had spent 18.5K the first week. So I was like, yeah, I need to get some of this gold back. So the payout for this one was only 8,425. So I got most of it back between the payout last week, which was only 6.2, something like that. So I'm almost even after 2 weeks. But yeah, I took note of the Vank tier pieces. We didn't have the Vank helm drop, but the Vank chest was the cheapest at 6.6k. The Vank gloves came in second at 9.2k. The Vank legs for 13k, and Vank shoulders off of Yogg were 15k. Would you pay?
Uh,
Would you pay for any of those at that price? Oh,
not
you have 4 piece, so.
not at a 10K. Yeah, but I had to buy 2 of them.
Mm.
I'm actually trying to find. Okay, here it is. So we had, I think 4 Vanquisher drop. So we definitely had Crown. I bought it for 4,500, and then we had Breastplate for 6,300, and then let me see if it's on this one. I know we had one more, and I lost it to the Boomy. But it went for like 8K. Everything went for, I think, what I would consider reasonable, but it was still, I spent like 6,000 for like 3 pieces. And thank God I did, though, because then I went to a VOA and won the other 2 conquest pieces
Oh yeah.
in one run. In one run.
Jeez.
Ugh.
The luck of this guy. I've done a couple of those VOAs, and I don't think any druid has dropped yet.
Do you do full runs or do you do the 15 thing?
15 thing. What do you mean?
Yeah, you only bring 15 people into
Oh
a
yeah,
25
yeah, yeah,
man, and then everyone
yeah.
guarantees only one class. So if the feral piece drops, you get them.
Yeah, that's
If
what I've done.
yeah, that's what we did, and 2 feral pieces drop, and I'm the only feral, so I got it. It was very fortunate. I was very happy.
But yeah, like no,
Yeah.
no raid loot for me this week. We did raid last night, so I've only had that to get gear from.
Yeah. What happened last night, by the way? Like, off.
Well,
So you obviously you were raiding. I didn't want to like bother you too much. You guys seemed off on every pull. Like I was
yeah,
like, man, they're just like they're scuffed on trash. Like he's like, guys, remember you can't do that. And I was like, bro, I know that, and I've only been in there once. He's like, remember you have to switch target, and they're just like, do. And
yeah.
I was like, maybe because I even asked you, I was like, are you running with a new guild or something? But it was the
People
same guy. Yeah.
they just spaced out or something. I don't know what it was. We had a couple of people that was their first time raiding with us, I think, like in Ulduar. I guess
Oh, okay.
Mincy, it was his second night with us. He's been raiding EU though, so like he knows his stuff. But still, like he's a healer
Did you
slash
have a new tank?
DPS.
Did you have a new
No,
tank?
mm-mm.
Oh,
They're
okay.
both the same. Our raid lead was not on his DK or his priest, so he was on
Oh
a
yeah, he was on his
warlock.
warlock, and everyone
Yeah,
kept asking, "Why are you on your
yeah,
warlock?"
yeah. So like one of our warlocks sat last night, like took absence or whatever, and he
Mhm.
filled in for the warlock spot for the demonic pact. He was the demo lock for last night.
And you're not running tonight, right?
No, we finish up to tomorrow, Thursdays.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So what do you got left?
Ooh, a lot. We only did Memoron,
Oh
Freya.
yeah, because it was like an hour and a half.
Yeah. But we did get the Freya
Um.
hard mode, so like
Yeah. Grats. Big grats.
positive of the night. We got Freya hard mode. We did Memoron normal, Ariaya, um, XT, and Flame Leviathan. It might have only been 5 bosses. We skipped as much as we could to get to Freya as fast as we could, and spent 2 hours, if not maybe a little
Yeah.
bit longer, on Freya hard mode.
How did it? So let me ask you that. You said you did a GDKP on your alt, which your alt's still a boomy,
Mm-hmm.
but you only did non-hard mode. Did you guys wipe on anything?
That one. Let me pull up the logs. Let me
Because
see.
like, is hard mode the thing now? Like, it's you can get through this, no big deal, big old shrug. But if you're gonna struggle, it's gonna be like there's no fight where non-hard mode is hard, right? Like, right?
No non mode is hard. No, no.
No non-hard. Like, if you, even if you're in a
Ugh.
GDKP, we did a GDKP, no boss. Even we had no, we wiped on God Ignis because we were running 22 and we had garbage for DPS. And but we blew through it after that, and then every fight took like 8 minutes, but we got through it. Like it wasn't like, oh no.
Yeah, the fight links were insanely long. Like we did we get I think we had to do
Oh,
a
you wiped
second phase on
on
Razor Scale
Thorum
maybe we just
and
barely
Yogg.
got Razor Scale down. Yeah, 2 wipes on Thorum, it looks like. 1 on Yogg and 1 on Iron Council.
I
Yeah.
wiped on Yogg. I didn't wipe. I died on Yogg like 30 seconds into the real fight. Like you know how you go down and then you kill all the things, then you run into Yogg's room and you kill Yogg, and then you run out of a portal.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm beelining for a portal, and someone runs in front of me and steals the portal, and I was like, "What do I do?" And I
Oh
got
no.
out and died, and didn't die. I got mind controlled immediately, and yeah, I was like, I was so disappointed because I was really looking forward to Yogg, and I didn't get to experience any of it. I've done it in 10-man, so it's whatever. But like, whatever. I'm bitter. Yeah, like, but that's what I
2,
mean though.
3,
Like,
4,
even
5,
even
6.
as even on your GDKP, you guys blew through every boss.
Yeah.
So we have to assess that non-hard mode is easy mode,
Yeah, non-hard mode's
and
like
hard mode
max.
is hard mode.
Yeah.
Like hard is hard. Yeah. Okay, because I know, like, I went through and made you like give like ratings and stuff like that. I was like, oh, really, that easy? I agree. All the non-hard modes are really easy, and then most of the hard modes are really hard. There are some exceptions. I felt Freya hard mode in 10-man was really easy,
Mhm.
and we tried to do Mimiron 10-man, and it was impossible. It was impossible. And not for me. Like I did my job. I was DPS. I was just but like we couldn't heal through it. It was so bad. And then I watched a video of somebody doing it, and they made it look so easy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. I feel like the hard modes are hard for like the first week, the first couple attempts that you do it, and then after that, you see what the mechanics are, you know what your job is, and then like it was just taking us a long time to execute. It was one of those things where it was like we would have there's for Freya hard mode, for example, last night, there's like 10 different mechanics, and we would execute 8 of them really well one attempt, but then we would mess up on 2 of them. The next
Yeah, the
attempt,
knockback.
it would switch. It would be like we did great on those 2 and 6 other ones, but messed up on 2 different ones, and like just continued to wipe. And it was frustrating.
Have you ever wiped on Ariaya?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
She seems. I mean, especially with like Thames and DBM, it's literally fight, 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 stack, kill the ad, fight, 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 stack, kill the ad. Is there a hard mode of her that I don't know
No.
about?
No.
Man, yeah. I think I didn't tell anybody this. I went into the 25-man on Saturday, having not rated yet in Classic in Ulduar, but I didn't want to hinder anybody, so I just kept my mouth shut and just tried to like figure out what I was supposed to do, and it worked out really well. Like melee is like, hey, melee, like we have less mechanics than you guys do. Like a lot of like the dodge mechanics are caster mechanics, like General Vesic, right? General's, did I say his name right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
General Vesic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys run around. We just chill out on his leg. There's a lot of fights like that where it's really just like we do our thing, and you guys are like, watch out, stand in this. Okay, so Hodir is a good example. I wonder how I did on that. I probably still did poorly. Hodir, you can stand around and do nothing, and you'll be fine as a melee. But if you are active, you can absolutely pump. Congrats, Pred. I think you're on the short list though.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I'd be really impressed. Like that's not like most people haven't even like we got the key to start the Algalon quest on 10-man. That we were proud of that. We're like, cool.
That's what we're trying this
That's it.
week.
Yeah.
We're trying to do the hard like every hard mode in our 10 mans this week. That's been nice. It hasn't taken as long in the 10 mans for hard mode progression. Like I was looking for our 25 last night. We had 14 wipes on Freya hard mode.
That's not horrible. Honestly, it just took you guys took a long time to reset.
Yeah.
I think it was like discussion. Like what's like look towards like halfway through the middle, like your separate times. 10 minutes, 10 minutes.
It was like 6 minutes, 6 minutes. A lot of them were
What was
about
the one
6.
between? Yeah.
There was one
But it
where
was like,
somebody went like their computer crashed, so there was like a 30-minute break between two attempts, I
yeah, because
think.
I remember I left, went somewhere, came back, and you guys were still on Freya, and I was like,
Yeah.
geez.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
I don't disagree with that. What do you think about what Pred said?
More fun than 25? Yeah. Because it's like
Yeah.
25, it's this type of progression for the guild I'm in. And it's
Hmm.
brutal and it's rough. And I can handle 3, 4 wipes, like progression. And then after that, if people are still making the same mistakes for another 10 attempts after that, it's like, dude, like,
Yeah.
I'm over it. Like, but
I'll say this too. My guild became a 10-man guild in Trial of the Crusader originally, and I had more fun in it. Because there's only 10 of us and we were really close knit. Like we all knew each other really well. Like we weren't personal friends, but we were gamer friends. When you only have 10 people, it's really chill. Like, you know what? It is what it is. Like nobody gets worked up over each other. And it's easier to form. It's literally 10 people. Um, I will say that the Freya wiping, I did see one where like you guys got like what pretty much what Pred said. You got beamed during a stack. I think that happened on like your fourth wipe. Like you guys are already like, oh come on, and then that you're like, what can you do? What can you do?
well, for
Yeah,
me, it's like I can. We've done it so many times. Like at
yeah,
first, it was kind of like, oh, what's that bright light? But now it's like, yeah, oh, that's the sunbeam, the solar beam, whatever.
hmm
So even if there's mushrooms on the ground and stuff, it's like that's my cue. My screen is
hmm
bright. I need to move. So like I've figured that one out. That like I'm good to go for that one. But yeah, some people they're just like, oh, nothing showed up on my screen. I didn't see a notification.
yeah.
Tim's
Well,
didn't give me a notification. So it's like,
it's funny you say that because like when I was watching you last night, was it last night? Jeez,
yeah, yeah.
I was watching you last night. You were like, and now I'm gonna go over to the mushroom, like trying to like express how easy this is. Yet you're like, oh look, a tree. Oh, like
Let's
yes,
kill the
it's
tree.
literally like if you've done it enough times, you should just understand. Like yes, now we do that. Now we
Oh,
do
there's a
that.
solar beam and I'm
Yeah.
under a mushroom, but I can still see it. I'm gonna move.
Yeah, it was rough watching you, but that's what I mean though. Like I feel like that sometimes you were like we were wiping on stuff in our 10-man, and I was like, what are you not understanding? It's the same fight we just did. The mechanics haven't changed. I don't, but I don't want to be a jerk. So like maybe there's something I don't get that they're doing that's way more complicated and confusing. Like actually, I heard a guy who does the first kick on yours. He said, "Oh, I did it late," and they're like, "Why?" And he's like, "Because before you called it, and then now you didn't, and I was waiting for you to call it." That's legit because like if your raid leader has been calling it and then just stops, you might think like, "Oh, why did he? Maybe I shouldn't do it. Maybe he had a plan for this." So
Yeah.
I gotta hold on. Can we pause and yell at Bearbus really quick? Um, if
Tier
you don't
8
mind.
feels so nice.
Yes. First of all, Bearbus tier 8 does feel nice, but you have to admit the rotation is different. It
Wait,
is it there's something different about it.
is he talking about the gear or the raid?
Ooh, I assumed gear
We can't
because if
assume
you say like
anymore, bro. We can't
because
assume
I did
things.
I did like an hour and a half of me struggling to do the tier 8 rotation. So if he's like, "Oh, so easy." Oh. I always felt like I was wasting points to do more. No, that is what he's talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's because you can SR so early now. So early. Sorry.
You good.
But yeah, did we talk about GDKPs? You didn't buy? Did you buy anything?
No, I didn't buy anything this week. Nothing really. I
I
mean, we were doing
broke even.
normals, so like nothing really dropped. That was great. I bought probably all of the normal gear I will buy in the first run.
Did you make any gold?
I'm still negative like 4 or 5K after both
That sucked.
runs. Yeah.
I think I made like 2K. Maybe broke even though, because I had to enchant everything. So I mean, and I got like a lot of pieces over the 2 days, and it's just like the 4 second difference on rip is big. I actually think the bigger thing is the 8 second SR really throws my timing off because you're going from 36 to 42, and 42 feels like you can fit because of the shrinking of rip, two rips inside of one, but then your SR is stacked right with your rip. Ugh. Sorry.
Ugh.
Feral stuff. Sorry, boomies. Sorry.
So speaking of GDKP, which the G in GDKP stands for gold,
Gold.
we can talk about a gold farm I've been doing a little bit.
Oh, what is it?
Dark runes back in classic from Sholo have gone back up in price
Yeah.
because people are using them on General Vessex. That's like the one consume that I know of that gives you mana back as a caster. And they were 15 gold per rune on Tuesday before the raid. So I went out to Sholo. Did like a casual run. It took 14 minutes. So I feel like if I really sat there for an hour and had to get like a gold per hour, I could probably get 4 runs in an hour. And on top of the runes, which I only got like 3 or 4 per run, but that's still, 45, 60 gold just from the
Yeah.
runes. And then there was 20 gold just
Oh, there's
from,
that much?
yeah,
Oh, you mean not each, total.
total, yeah, yeah. Because
Oh,
50,
I was like,
15
what?
each. 15 each.
Oh,
So
that's still pretty good.
I got 7 and I sold them for like 105 gold or whatever. So yeah, like 15 gold each. It was sick. And
Yeah.
I didn't realize that the rune cloth was selling for 7 gold a stack. So I was vendoring stacks of rune cloth for like 80 silver.
Is that server specific? Because I didn't realize they were up that much either.
It's the dark runes are probably pretty like
No, the dark
widespread, but
runes are definitely because my guild was using them like candy the other day, and I'm like, oh, well, that's a good market.
the cloth. So somebody told me while I was doing this that the cloth is going up because people are re-rolling from DK to caster to like warlocks, and they're leveling up tailoring on their warlocks. And I was like, I mean, whatever, like that could be
That's
it.
I would hate to be that class that chases constantly.
But
All right, I'm looking right now.
yeah, the
I'm really
rune cloth
curious.
7 because it rune cloth like a week or two ago was only like 350 a stack, but still decent. But it doubled in price for whatever reason yesterday, and I was like, okay. So I was getting over 100 gold a run, and if I can do 4 runs an hour, I could get, to give a broad range, probably like 400 to 600 gold in an hour. And I want to do that, like if not tonight, then some night in the next coming days. Like just do 1 hour in Sholo, however much I can down in there, I'll down, and see how much gold I get just from that 1 hour of being in the dungeon.
Okay, so on my server, Westfall,
Mm-hmm.
the dark runes are selling for 8 gold and 77, and the rune cloth is selling for, oh man, I just looked. Hold on. It's like something. It's like 7 gold a stack.
Still 7 gold for that though. Yeah, like so
Eight gold a stack. 8 gold a stack.
the price for the rune was down to 12 gold today. So maybe it's just like a Tuesday thing when everybody's like going in there, they're buying it up.
Yeah, because you can't just have them. You literally have to farm them. You can't craft them. That's it. It's its own thing. That's really interesting though.
Yeah. And the tune that was putting it up, because there was a lot for like 14.99, and then like the top like 10 of them were like 11.99. And they're from a tune like with the word bank in their name. So it's like, did this dude just like have these stored in their bank and just they're trying to capitalize on it while it's hot, and they've got 300 of them in their bank, so they're just putting them low to undercut to get rid of them. So that could be another thing too. Um,
Yeah.
if if this stays like this after I go back in there for that hour, I might do like a guide on it. Sebastian, yeah, maybe, because gold videos they're hot. They're a hot view video, man. You put something out there that's got X amount of gold per hour, like No Hit Jerome. Shout out No Hit Jerome. Put out a video today on how to do like a 900 gold daily run.
I saw that. I didn't watch it. I'm really curious because I do daily runs all the time, and I was like, "Ooh, I wonder if like I'm doing the wrong dailies because 900 gold is not. I'm making like 300 gold. 900 gold is more. I did some math. I checked it out. Put it in the calculator.
Yeah.
So that's I saw that pop up. I didn't watch it though. I didn't have time.
Me neither, but I don't know how long it takes to do the daily run. But I'm not a daily person. I do the daily heroic
Yeah.
plus, and that's probably about to get phased out for me. And yeah,
Okay. I gotta tell you. So I as you may know, because I talk about it constantly, I do all the Trial of the Crusader dailies. I've been doing it for a while now. I'm very big into it. I think it's so fun. Not really, but I do it. Nobody is ever there. Nobody. Like it's always me and like maybe like 3 other people doing the dailies. Today I went, it was packed. I don't know what's going on, but like it like the you got to do the jousting thing. The jousting thing was like full of other people. Never happened before. I'm really curious. Maybe if that video says, "Hey, do all these arena dailies," that's what's got it. It's got to be because no one was doing these dailies, and then here comes just literally a floodgate of people doing dailies. So
I was doing
yeah. Oh,
the fishing daily. I forgot about the fishing daily. I'm still doing that
I do
one.
it every day. I've got yet to see a single storm jewel. So what's that about? What's that about?
Yeah, it might have
Is it?
frozen. Sorry.
Oh,
If I'm
what
switching
happened?
through screens sometimes, you know how like if
Oh yeah,
the
yeah.
Discord thing isn't like a main screen, it just it freezes for a sec.
Yeah. I've been doing the dailies for a while. I now have Ironforge and Darnassus unlocked. I still have 3 more to go. I know nobody knows what I'm talking about because nobody's doing the dailies.
Yeah, not me.
But it is fun. Like I enjoy jousting. Most of it's kind of boring, but like whatever. But I do want to pivot to something you said, and I forgot. Oh, speaking of videos you might make,
Hmm.
I want to make a tier 7 versus tier 8 4-piece video because everyone keeps talking about like what's better, 2 tier 7, 2 tier 8. Are you in the same boat?
There's
Are you
some.
wearing tier 7 at all? Are you like we're done? We're done here.
I still have tier 7 on my ult, and I've got tier 8 on the main. And there's some people that are like, you replace tier 7 once you get 2-piece tier 8, and you go double 2-piece. And I'm like, I'm not trying that. Like, I'm just gonna go 4-piece to 4-piece. But maybe for my ult, I like once I get 2-piece tier 8 on my ult tune, I can try the double 2-piece. But I would only make a video on it if I found something rotation wise or glyph wise that was specific to switching to tier 8. But I haven't been able to test it enough yet.
Okay. Yeah, because like I've been doing it and I'm like, oh, I need to make a video because people are asking. I want to make a video on the Thorum one with the resilience too. Like I know like the data's out there, but like a lot of people just don't know. They're like, that's a thing. You can one tank Thorum, which is kind of cool that you can one tank him. I don't know. I don't know. It's not really like if you're trying to like pump DPS, having one less person pump, I don't know if it's worth the video though.
Yeah.
Hey, Go, I'm surprised you haven't done videos on how to knock people out of the air as a boomkin. Can you do that?
It sounds like the old mage thing,
Oh,
like how mages you could like fly up, get off your mount, like slow fall, and just like get pyroblast procs and stuff, and like knock them down, and then like you could just land, or
can you typhoon someone
but you'd have to be
off of their
super
mounts?
high.
Off their mounts.
Because if you got to be high enough to be able to like knock them off their mount with Typhoon and then get out of combat so you can re-enter flight
15
form.
seconds. 15 seconds. If you're a Dalaran, the fall from Dalaran to the ground, I think is 19 seconds. So you got 4 seconds.
That's a long time.
That's from the ground floor of Dalaran. Yeah,
Dang.
or from the tip of Dalaran.
Tip on
I don't
top of
know.
the
I wrote
tower.
it. I literally wrote all this down because I was trying to do the dumbest thing. I was trying to jump off the top of the Dalaran has that like spire that has like the thing you can stand on way up there.
Mhm.
I wanted to jump off the top of it, parachute, fall slowly enough that my parachute disappears after 30 seconds, but the cooldown resets just in time to save me by using parachute again. It doesn't work. I've tried it in a lot of places. Yeah, you got parachute. Just parachute. Worst case scenario.
I don't. That's a separate thing, right? It's not part of like what I've never because I didn't want to keybind the parachute. I'm so
It's
lazy. I didn't want to.
engineering.
Yeah, but it's a separate cloak, right?
You just it's you enchant the cloak.
But I have light weave.
It's flex weave cloak.
I have light weave.
But you're an engineer.
Yeah, I've got my spell power proc.
Mm.
Can I do both?
Yeah, you need a separate cloak.
So something that's been really annoying lately, I don't know what changed it, but in Dalaran, I'll use my nitro boost to try to like go around the city because I don't get on mounts either, ground mounts. I'm just travel form or cat form dash or nitro boost. So like
Yeah, because you don't have a mount,
I'll
to
nitro
be honest.
boost, it shoots me up into the air in Dalaran, and then it doesn't slow fall me down. It shoots me up, and then I just drop down and die because I don't have the parachute on it either, like my personal one. But usually, like it defaults and gives me one to come down. So like I joined a raid group last night or 2 nights ago, something like that, to help out a guildie, and I look like an idiot because I joined this 10 man Nax run, and I'm in Dalaran, and then I just die. And they're like, "Dude, how did you just die?" It's like I got knocked up because my boots backfired and it didn't give me a parachute.
Have you ever been given the power to turn anyone into a sheep in Dalaran yet?
I think I did once. I forget where that's from.
So some guy turns you into a sheep, and then you get a mail a few minutes later, or like a couple hours later, maybe I don't remember. And it gives you a wand. You could turn anyone in Dalaran into a sheep for like 30 seconds. They can't do anything. And I used it on like the most random person, and it was so hilarious to me. This guy is probably like, "What happened? What? How am
Yeah.
I? How am I a sheep?" And I was trying to think of like clever ways to use that on people to like either get them killed or just like make their day really inconvenient. And I couldn't think of anything.
Do it to somebody that's like in the forge, like smelting.
Oh, that's a really good idea. Like, have you ever like set something up
Like
like do
psych.
all and then leave to
Yep.
go to the bathroom and you come back and only one's been crafted? Oh, okay, that's a
Oh
good one.
no.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I made it. I was gonna craft 300. It did one.
Yeah. I must have hit the wrong button. Then they would never even know.
Yeah, you never know. Anyway. Oh, oh yeah, Kung Fu, the Nax entrance portal for
Hmm.
sure. I
Yeah.
see. I mean, I'm on a non PvP, but like, so I don't know if you guys have been dealing with the PvP problem lately, but like, the most random things can flag you for PvP. Anytime you run EOE, you get flagged. I get flagged. I don't know. Looking at at a PvP quest, like I get flagged all the time for PvP. So like, I'm always flagged, but I'm on a PvE realm. So if anybody wanted to take advantage of it, they totally could.
I think they fixed the EOE
Wow.
flagging.
I haven't been back in there in like like a month.
It used to be the Serenite bombs that you would throw that
Yeah,
would flag you for PvP. They finally fixed that at the start of phase 2. But
yeah,
the only
yeah.
thing PvP wise that's been like an issue for me lately is doing VOA. It's like some people will have been there and inside the instance and their flag has fallen off, and then like people that just got summoned and joined the group like at the end will come in there. They'll still be flagged by the time we get to the boss. So it's like I'm always making sure
Mhm.
like is the shaman flagged? Like if I'm the same status as the
Yeah,
shaman, I'm good.
the shaman is like everything. Or like if you're a resto druid and like half are flagged, it's so annoying because like you live off wild growth and you're only hitting like a third of the people you could be hitting because half the people are flagged. It's just so annoying. Like I'm pretty sure all it takes is you press the H key really hard, and it will flag you. Like, oh, you're looking to do a battleground, eh? Boom. You've been PvP flagged.
We
Wait, no,
got
I
you
was just
covered.
seeing my arena score. What?
Yeah.
No.
Do you want to do some PvP before that battleground queue pops?
Yeah.
Oh, so I guess I did get some pieces of gear because I forgot that like we do this Tuesdays and we did raid Thursday. So I got my 4 piece between last show and tonight,
Oh yeah, because you did the thing.
and I crafted the belt, one of the crafted tailoring belts, and
Yeah.
that was stressful, man. I I'm super low on haste now. So like haste soft cap, we were able to get for Boomy in phase 1 pretty easy if we wanted to. I never went for it, and it's only 401 haste. And I'm down to 212 haste right now. I was at like 280 in phase 1 at the start of phase 2 and putting on the switching the 4 pieces, and I've been going for all this crit gear that I it feels really weird to be that low on haste. So I could have
Oh
crafted a haste
no.
belt, but no, I'm like, no, I'm gonna craft a crit belt too. So I'm just gonna go uber crit, and yeah. So
I'm sitting at like 12% hit, and I think cap is like 9. No, it's 8. like because the only weapon I could get has just a ton of hit on it, and like I'm trapped too much hit, and I nothing I can do. Like what are you gonna do? I can't. I'm not dropping a piece of gear. That's stupid.
See,
Not gonna happen.
boomies can drop that 4% hit from our talents. You don't have a talent you can just like pop out of and put the talent point somewhere else?
No,
No? Okay. Wait, is that a sarcastic no? Like you
I
do
think
and you
I
just
can. I think I can drop expertise. Actually, I don't know if that's true. I don't think. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, expertise is in there, but I don't think a hit.
It'd be risky for us, but or for like progression because it also reduces our spell damage that we take. So we would regain 6% spell damage that we have that gets taken off by our 2 points for our hit. I'm not recommending that. You didn't hear me say that. I've done it in previous
I'm done.
phases though. If I got like
I'm done
2%,
being. I'm done being afraid. I'm done being afraid.
it's the healer's fault.
Boomkin recommended it. You heard it here first, folks. I honestly, I like the look of tier 8. I didn't think I would. I don't love the shoulders, but
It's
like
okay.
I don't hate the shoulders.
All right. Oh, that might have froze again. I think it did freeze again. No, did it? Yeah, it did. Ooh, now it's half of us. I'm moving us around and it's causing issues. But yeah, so my crafted belt I made yesterday, like right before raid, and I had to do VOA 10-man, 25-man, and the daily to get enough emblems for my last orb. Because I didn't buy any orbs. I bought both tier pieces that I could, the helm and the chest, with the emblems from my main tune, and I used all the emblems I'd gotten from the alt to buy runed orbs, the 6 runed orbs that I needed for the belt.
How
And
much is a rune orb?
they're down to under
No,
1900.
how much are they in
Oh, 18.
emblems?
Eight,
Okay.
yeah, 18 emblems. But yeah, they were down below 2K today, finally. I thought they would have crashed a lot quicker than they have. But they were still like 1888 gold each, I think. But I haven't got anything crafted in a while, so I didn't know like what the tip rate was for stuff like that anymore. So I asked like the chat, and I was like, how much should I tip this guy? And people were like, "Oh, I've tipped 500 gold for something recently," and I'm like,
Yeah.
500 gold?
Yeah.
You must be out your damn mind, Sean."
That's right though. 650 on my server is like standard for any of the crafted things. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
dropped since then though.
So
Yeah.
I did the thing that nobody likes, and I asked the dude that was crafting the belt for me. I was like, so how much should I tip you? And he was like, yeah, like 250 would be fine. I was like, it still felt like a lot, but I was like, okay, I got
Oh my
you.
god, you're still upset about it.
Yeah, I just made 8,500 gold in the GDKP, and I can't even shill out 250 for getting my
Yeah.
belt crafted.
What a cheapskate.
But yeah,
That's right. I called you a cheapskate.
I'm gonna make another belt too, because there's a crafted belt that has hit on it, so I want to make that one with the next emblems that I get, because I don't really have anything else to use the emblems on other than runed orbs. I could make gear for
Same
my
thing.
ult, I guess.
I'm gonna start buying tank gear because yeah, like I don't need anything else. Maybe the legs. I don't really want the legs though. Well, no, because I can't get the legs yet because I don't have the tier legs for conquest. But yeah,
Yeah, it's like
you can't.
all that dude is doing is clicking a button that he got from a pattern from his guild doing a guild
No,
run.
he
It's like,
leveled up and earned it. Don't be that guy.
I
He
leveled
did
up.
his job.
I got 450 tailoring on my tune so that I can craft the 2 patterns that I've gotten, and it just didn't happen to be that I had the pattern that I needed. I
Yeah.
got both both boot patterns, but neither of the 2 belt patterns.
What would you charge if someone asked you to craft one of those?
I wouldn't charge anything. If somebody
do it
asked me
for
like
free.
how much to tip, I'd be like 20 gold. 10 gold.
I mean, I'm the same way. Like, I don't care. I think that's the one thing I don't like about enchanting. Everyone's like, "Oh, you can make so much money from charging people." I'm like, "Yeah, don't you feel like a jerk though? Like you're simply like you're pretty much begging for money. Give me money. I mean, you earned it. Sure, nothing wrong with that. But like, I don't know. I don't know.
Ooh, something
Yeah.
else I did that you were minorly a part of. very very minorly, but you were brought
Oh,
up in this. I was playing with Blazing Bob the other day,
nice.
and we were doing like he likes to do ZG for the mounts, and
Oh yeah.
we got him the tiger mount like a week and a half ago or
Oh,
something.
congrats.
So we do the tiger, we do the raptor, and we go to like Karazhan, do the first boss in Karazhan. We did Magister's Terrace, but me and somebody else, like we were three manning it, like just to chill and get it done.
Sure.
And me or the other person hadn't done normal yet. Like we weren't attuned to the heroic Magister's Terrace. We had to like do normal and then go back through and do heroic, but nothing dropped from
Okay.
that. And then he was like, did you do your flight form quest? Can you summon Anzu? I was like, oh, I did that once and I'm never doing it again. And
Oh, on your main.
yeah, and
You could just
I
you could just
started to
buy it.
do it.
No, in order to get the item, you still need to. That's right.
I started doing
In
the
order,
quest.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
In order to get the item, you still have to do the quest chain.
And it's a
But you can
long
get
quest
flight.
chain.
Yeah.
And I looked up because I knew Scotty J had done a video on it. So I went to YouTube and I was like, Flight Form Quest TBC. And his video popped up and I was watching his video and he's referencing a video that you made. And yours was like 22 minutes long. His was like 10. I was like 10,
Yeah.
22.
He messaged me before and he's like, "Hey, I saw you made the video I'm making, so I'm just gonna take some clips from it to save myself from having to do the bird." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't care." But yeah, I thought it was funny. He's like, "Yeah, Grif made a video. It's essentially the exact same video, except way more detailed. I go into explanations on like what you should grab first, what you need to do, what you're gonna plan to do, how much you need, like how much gold you need, what reps you need, blah blah blah. I did everything. That video was amazing.
Yeah, I almost made it through the whole quest line, I think. I got to the part where you have to go to Ashara and like
You told me that it's the
do
last step.
the river thing. That is the
So
last step? Okay.
it's not the last. So like once you get the thing,
Well, which is it?
you
Is it the
then
last or is it not the last?
so you get the orb thing. You go talk to the dude, and he's like, "Hey, go into um whatever it is. I don't know. Sethek Halls. Go into Sethek Halls heroic and kill Anzu,
Mm-hmm.
which you do anyway. But in order to finish the quest, you have to go kill him. But technically, you're done because the whole point of doing it is to go kill Anzu, which you can now do. And as soon as you do it once, you turn in the quest, and he gives you a thing to do it anytime you want.
Mm-hmm.
So you're done. You just have to go get the crystal, which is really easy. Yeah, yeah. I've been selling my old stuff. I've actually been DEing all of my uh, somewhat plateau gear that I just threw in the bank for a while, and I've been making pretty good gold on it.
I was looking up the price for like the classic mats. What is it called? Large brilliant shards were up to like 450 each, which is that's okay. There's a lot of like
4 gold 50. Yeah,
yeah.
no, the void crystals were selling for like 15 gold, I think, which
Ooh.
isn't crazy, but it's just so easy to get them on
Yeah.
my server. It's so easy to get them now.
I need to
Like
look
you
at the
could just
TBC
run,
stuff, yeah.
yeah, yeah, run a raid. I ran into molten core. So you know how like that the tier one healing thing. I wanted to see how that works. So I was like, I can solo molten core. Sure. I died a lot. I kept trying to skip stuff. That was the problem. Like I was like, I can skip all this, and then it bit me in the ass. But I'm pretty sure I can down all the bosses by myself as a bear.
I went in there in phase 1 and I was able to down 2 of the bosses. I think it was 2. Eventually by the end of Wrath, I'd like to be able to go in there as Boomy and clear everything. But since you brought it
Do you
up,
still need the aqua?
no.
Okay.
The quintessence, no.
Yeah, aqua contestants. I think I still have mine.
No, it auto douses the flames after you down a boss now.
Good. I'd forget anyway. That's the worst. Like, somebody didn't douse one of the runes. I'll be right back. You always send a hunter because they're the faster ones. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
Yeah.
since you brought it up, the Druid Tier 1 set bonus that people were freaking out about was it was reducing Tranquility's cooldown by 50%. and they nerfed it. They changed it. It's down from 50% to 15% now.
Yeah, so good job, Blizzard. Way
Yeah.
to stick it to the lowest ranked healing class in the game.
I
You
know.
really put them in their place on that one boss fight. They could finally show up.
So I thought of a different change before they'd made this one that I thought they should change. Let me know if it's a dumb idea, because it's been abused since maybe the like classic launched. Is just being able to switch group, like people in their groups in combat. Is there a
Oh yeah,
downside? Like, should you like name an instance where that needs to be a thing that you should be able to do that?
Shaman,
Yeah,
Totem.
Shaman and TBC, it was used and abused for swapping shamans around for lust.
Yeah, for the heroism. You don't need that anymore. However, like if you pull and then you realize that your tank needs Tremor Totem, what do?
You messed up. You wipe it up. You should have had it changed before the pull.
I'm not against that.
That did happen to us. Something like that. So we had Ariaya. She fears. We had two shamans in the same group, so it was since Tremor Totems group wide, not raid wide.
Yeah.
They swapped one of the shamans out mid combat. So it's like, yeah, it would save you for that pool, but people are just going to continue to find ways to abuse it, I feel like.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Okay, so if you guys don't know, I don't know if you fully explained it, but like the tranquility trick only works if you can move the druid around in order to allow him to feed, because like tranquility only works on your group. So tranquility is great for the 5 people in your 25 band, but for the other 20 people, you're not benefiting. So what you do is you make a macro that allows you to jump through groups really quickly and heal. Like you click someone and you jump to their group and then heal, and that becomes super powerful. What Go is saying is if you get rid of that, that solves that problem, and it could potentially block a lot of cheese strats that people do. Um, that's a really good point. I mean, look at the double lust thing they were doing, where they were dropping the warlocks from the group, lusting, inviting them back, and then lusting again in a later phase. That's a cheese, and I have no problem with them fixing something that causes a break. But what they did was they picked druids and said no, and I don't like that.
Yeah, because I think to me that's a clever use of game mechanics.
Yeah,
And like people
yeah. Like, what's the point of you earned T1? You didn't. It wasn't handed to you. You had to go get it. And even if you go back now, Molten Core is not like right around the corner. You gotta go there. You have to farm it. You have to do all the things. You earned that stupid cheese that they screwed up on. And what they're doing instead, if they fix what you fix, is they're just simply preventing a cheese generalization of mechanics where anything that benefits a group they can throw around to whatever they want. Yeah,
and
100%.
to even go further, I had an idea. I don't remember if I talked to you about it, of having like a Project 60 for Classic Wrath, where you have a group of people, you all level up to 60, cut off your XP, and then you go through the old world raids, like the classic raids at level 60,
You did.
but with all your Wrath talents. Now, if they do that, druids are going to be nerfed because they changed the set
Because they
bonus.
nerfed the
Yeah.
nerf, yeah.
And it's like, it's now they're changing stuff and like preventing stuff like that to happen. And it's just,
And for what benefit? Like
yeah.
they were literally, and here's the other thing, which I thought was hilarious. Doing all of that, moving Camille around, getting all that tier bonus, it wasn't blowing the healers. It was like blowing the healers out of the water. It was definitely a huge lead, 30%, maybe 40%. Paladins do that on every other fight. Why can't you let them have this one? That's what I didn't get. I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
And I don't know the
Who
stat.
is complaining?
Yeah, I don't know the stat difference of like how much spell power, stamina,
Yeah,
intellect that the druids
it's
are
for
losing.
one fight.
And it's
I
8
mean,
pieces, right? Like it was the 8-piece
I'm
set
so
bonus.
mad. You need the full 8-piece.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
it's like they're nerfing themselves just to have this chance to do this strategy. Let them do it, dude.
yeah. On one fight, having put the work in, I'm 100% okay with something like that because that happens. Like, um, another good example of stuff like that would be uh paper cutter, right? Or where the librarian paper cutter for rogues. They you put certain weapons in, their DPS increases. Well, that wasn't in plan. They found a way to abuse the system. They didn't ban rogues. Rogues still pump. Ugh, yeah.
And
I
see,
mean, I know we're more like we're not complaining. Like it's fine, block it, whatever. But it just seems like with druids, they go out of their way to like beat them down. Like,
I was glad we finally had some cheese to our
yeah,
class's name, but yeah, then they changed it. But speaking of news that's come out this week, they also did the XT nerf for hard mode because not a single raid had down the hard mode XT, and I also don't like this change. It's like both changes recently that they did, I didn't really care for.
I didn't watch. Okay, Scotty J did a video on this,
I watched it,
and
but it was in the
I did
morning.
not
Yeah.
watch it. I did not watch it, but I'll tell you, I bet I know exactly what he said. And I was so when I heard about this originally, it was in like looking for group chat, and someone in looking for group, crazily enough, that wasn't talking about Nazi whatever. They said, what is the point of having a hard mode if all of them can be done easily? Like, like someone else said that, hey, this might have been on my stream, but someone said it might have been your stream. Retail, it's been out for 90 days, and some of the bosses haven't been cleared. We went 2 weeks. They're like, whoa, 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 hold on, let's get it. And it's not like don't you think getting more gear, like let's say even the best guilds in the world, they get more gear and they earned that, they're gonna feel way better than what happened yesterday when they pushed the nerf out and literally like, everyone just started clearing it. That's not fulfilling. You took away the opportunity of some raid guild being able to be like, look, we did it. It can be done. Here's our gear. Here's how we stratted it. Congrats to us. No, instead, yeah, we'll just lower it so everyone can do it. I'm assuming that's what Scotty J said too. I don't think anyone was like, yeah, finally.
Yeah, this was so
No,
needed.
no. Yeah.
Thank you so
I thought
much.
XT was cool because people were so afraid. And I heard this on your channel too. And it was like that on mine. People were so afraid to accidentally switch to hard mode. They were like terrible. I mean, you guys went into hard mode twice, once on accident.
Yeah.
And but you're like, but everyone's so afraid to deal with hard mode. Well, that was actually after the nerf though, but you're so afraid to do the hard mode. People do the panic when the hard's up. Do not kill it. Do not kill it.
Yeah.
Because they know that the hard mode's no joke. And I think that taking that away from everyone is such a bummer. It's like such a bummer. That's it. Such a bummer. I'm passionate. Sorry.
All right,
I just
so
saw myself and I'm like yelling.
since Blizzard has made two changes I don't agree with, let me see if I can throw another one that you may or may not agree with. What if all the bosses were treated somewhat like Algalon, where you only had like an hour to down them in their hard mode, but then after that hour, you could do the normal mode?
I like that for at least one reason. The one reason is if you have a guild, if you have a raid leader who's like, no, let's go, and you're like, come on, man, there's other loot. We've been here for like an hour and a half. It'd be so great if like there is a timer and we're like, okay, guys, last one. If not, we got to move on. I think it takes the pressure off the raid leader to decide when to move on, and it gives the other raiders the opportunity to go like, okay, well, we only have to put up with this for an hour. If it doesn't work, we move on. And I like that. I don't think there's any downside except for the only thing I can say is some guilds like to like make today is the progression of Mimiron. Today is hard mode Mimiron. We're gonna spend the next 3 hours mastering Mimiron, and it hinders that group. So like for most, I want to say like 90% of people, it's probably a good change. For the other 10%, they'd be like, "Come on, man, Mimiron was gonna be our thing, and then we're locked out of it. Like we can't do hard mode. That sucks." But I don't know.
Yeah, we had a raider last night when we were doing Freya hard mode, and I think we had passed the hour mark, and they were like, "Are we gonna spend the last 2 hours of our raid doing this? Like, is this all we're doing for 2 more hours?" Because like I know they were
Yeah.
getting frustrated, and it's like, yeah, like how long are we gonna sit here and then bash our head on the wall against
Yeah.
this fight? Like,
How long until the mutiny? No. You know what? I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. We're not. I'm out of consumes. We haven't made any progress. We're going backwards. We're down to 50%. Now we can't get her below 70%. What are we doing?
I've used all my guild repairs, and I don't have any gold.
Yeah. 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 But I think that is an interesting idea. Um, I like okay, something I do like, and this is true for Next too, and I think they did not incorporate this in Trial of the Crusader, but I like that you can choose your own order. Not 100%. Obviously, there's like certain bosses you have to down before you get the next one. But like we were doing Ignis in the GDKP, and we wiped on it, and the raid leader was like, "Well, I think we need 25 to down this boss. Instead of just bashing our heads, let's just go to Razor Claw, knock him out. He's easy." And it did take away that like, oh, come on. You know what I mean? Like we would wipe two more times at Ignis. The GDKP might have broken up. I don't think so because like it's pretty consistent. But like that's what happens. If you hit a brick wall in a raid, especially a pug, people start to disappear. But like when you could just be like, let's go ease ourselves through something else and get our momentum going. Time limit on a boss is crap, and you should be able to ascertain how much time you want to give each boss. But that's the point I made. I think some people would agree with that, but other people would be nice if like your raid leader's like gun ho on this, and you're like, come on, man. Like, I mean, good job on you guys for getting down Freya last night, but are you better off? I
Yeah,
don't know.
what did that do to the guild morale? Because
Yeah,
did we lose the guild
yeah,
morale fight? So we're gonna go
yeah,
in
and I think
Thursday with a bad taste in our mouth still from Tuesday.
I think that's a good. I think that's a good raid leader. Like that determines a good raid leader. If they know and be like, okay, guys, we're gonna move on. We're gonna like when the raid leader was like, hey, Ignis, we wiped on it. We're not gonna waste. We're just gonna go do Razor Claw until our other healer gets here, and we'll come back. So yeah, like I do think it comes down to like time management, all that good stuff. The only thing I can say is if you put a limit, you're now doing the raid leader job, and it should be really up to the raid leader to decide, how to allocate time.
I haven't really done Alagon yet either, so I don't know how that 1 hour time limit feels yet. But I just know that spending 2 hours plus on one boss feels bad. So
What's
it's
what
like
is Elglon hard mode though? Like isn't it just like
I don't know
kill
if
the
it
arm,
does it have
kill
a
the other arm,
hard
kill
and
the
a
body?
normal. That's Kolagarn.
Oh yeah, Elglon.
Algalon's
Elglon
the
doesn't have a hard mode.
yeah no.
He's the final boss. No one's seen.
Mm-hmm.
No one's even heard of him.
Oh,
Yeah.
people got him.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, yeah,
Hmm. I mean, but like most people haven't seen is what I
yeah,
meant.
yeah.
Yeah.
99% have not seen.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is the other thing, Nest. I remember like when I think back to like I'll call it the glory days, but like when I was like really, really into rating was probably Cataclysm and Mists. That was next. And I remember we would get on one boss and we would spend hours just trying to master these like not complicated because like you look back now and you're like, yeah, it's just you just stand over there and you move over there. But like it used to be like so hard for everyone to do it. And it was good to like be able to progress and like, okay, we made it past that. We're into phase two now. Let's figure this out. So I could see both sides. Last boss, a Nubricon friggin' only has 50 TTYS too. Has 50 times to use maybe only attempts. 50 attempts. I don't know what TTYS is.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done TOC.
You haven't?
I don't think so.
Um man, I gotta look. Okay, so I can almost bring up the bosses in my head because like I said,
Tries.
that's when I switched to DPS. So when you DPS, you tend to remember the bosses better. Um Crusader raid. I can tell you all what they do if I can pull them up. And I failed miserably. I think it's Grand Crusader, which is so stupid. Okay, here we go. Northrend Beasts. Oh yeah. Okay. So essentially, it's a series of beasts. It's kind of like they get bigger and bigger. It's stupid. It's easy. It's dumb. And then the next one is Jormongers. There's two of them. So everything takes place in this arena. Like you know, like the arena, like the circle thing. It's like the size of VH. The whole thing takes place. The only one that like is so the Jormongers are easy. Then there's the big dude. I think. Hold on, I gotta pull back. Lord Jaraxxus, he's the big dude. So he's what you might like when you picture the mob in God, I can't think. What's the starting zone in TBC?
Hellfire.
Hellfire. Where you do the fire farming. There's that
Mhm.
big dude standing there. I can't think of his name. He looks like him. Um, Pretty much a tank and spank. I think the tanks have to swap, and there's like use a lot of pain suppression.
It starts
I'm
with a
like pulling
K.
this out of my ass. Yeah, I can't think of what it is, but he looks just like him. Okay, faction champions is cool. It's a bunch of people that look like you, and you fight them. They emulate the players, and like they kite, they CC, they go, like they have a tank. It's like it's AI, but it's. And then Idris Darkbane. This is oh my god, I forgot about this one. I think this is the one where you have to constantly switch the buff. There are two buffs you can get: a black buff and a white buff, and they determine which of the bosses you need to kill. It's really not hard once you understand it. And then the final one is you drop down and you fight the Anubarak. And I don't remember him at all, but he's just everyone hates him. I don't know why. Sorry, I summarized it really quick, but yeah, that was it. Did I do a good job?
You did a great job. I think I
Thanks.
might have done that like a few times back in the day on a mage.
Do you remember the heroic?
Mm.
So the heroic, you start off doing the joust javelin thing. You pick up a javelin on the wall, you get on one of the storks or whatever, and you run around and you've got to fight a bunch of groups of them. There's like 3. It's really easy. Then you fight I think you fight a bunch of ads, and then some like one of like 3 choices come out. You have to fight that dude, and then the Black Knight comes from the sky, and you have to fight him.
I remember the Black Knight.
It's Yeah, it's easy, but like everyone hates the joust part. Like I like it. I like it.
Because don't you have like a shield too? So you had to like shield, and then you had to like
Yeah,
run
yeah. You have
away,
to shield,
charge.
shield breaker, charge, and then melee when you're close. If you're getting chased, you should just run away. It's just like you don't have to though. If you've done the dailies, you would know how to do all this. But you haven't done the dailies, so yeah,
It's gonna be one of those requirements I see our raid having.
it's like
They're gonna
it's
post
like
it the
2
week
minutes.
before. They did that
It's so easy.
for Malagos. They were like, "Go do this quest. It has the same type of mechanics as Malagos," and I think the
Well,
quest was
hold
like
on. No,
bugged.
no, no. I apologize. That is the heroic 5-man. The heroic version is just a harder version.
Oh,
No, the jousting, all that stuff, just the 5-man. That's why everyone remembers it. It's like, you
okay.
have to fight this. The heroic. No, I apologize. That was my fault. I'm sorry. Yeah, did you call it the PvP event? I call it the like fighting yourself. I don't know. You fight like people like you. It's cool. It's fun. It's different. Let them have it. Let them have it.
It's the
I don't know.
Flame
Whatever.
Leviathan of Phase 3.
It kind of is, but yeah, it kind of is. I just don't like. I don't like raids where you don't go anywhere. I didn't realize how much I enjoyed like the hunt to the final boss, and you're just in an arena. You don't go anywhere. Um, I think I think all of the best ones are like where you have to go somewhere. Even Ulduar is pretty minimal, but you still travel a lot. Like you're going.
Oh yeah, there's
You know what I mean?
that zone's pretty big, man.
Faction champions.
That might be why I like Karazhan so much, and why a lot of people like Karazhan, because you're going through an
Yeah.
entire like castle.
Yeah, you're exploring like Dungeons and Dragons. Like oh, and there's the library, and now we're gonna go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like Ulduar has that, Nax has that, Violet Hole does not have that, and neither does Trials of the Crusader. You literally are in the same room until the final boss, and you drop down through the floor. I think you fall down to the floor, and you fight him right underneath it. It's literally the smallest map in the world. Spoilers. Fall down.
So what else
And
have
there's
you done this week in WoW?
so so I did my 10 man and my 25 man. I got the tier 8 good one, the conquest, and the tier 8 bad one for my tanking. So I built a tank set. I have been doing, you want to know what I've been doing? Okay, because you know how you could do the extra 3 emblem thing?
Mm-hmm.
So nobody wants to do any other heroic plus because it runs the risk of them being locked for the daily in the morning. So I've been charging people 100 gold to tank them, like tank for them in heroic pluses. And it's easy. And I like it. I literally enjoy it because those people really know how to play. They just need a tank. And it's so weird because there's always a tank class in the group. Like, oh, we need a tank. I'm like, you have a warrior and a paladin.
Yeah, like
What are you
what?
doing? No, I don't want a tank. Nobody wants a tank, man. That's why you have to pay 100 gold. And I think 100 gold's too low. I might raise the price. But
Bump it.
other than that, man, I've been simming a lot. Like it's kind of like Alduar week 1 for me. So I'm figuring out my gear sets, trying to sim. We simmed Trial of the Crusader gear. Then we simmed ICC gear because we're like, oh, maybe it gets better then. It doesn't.
I saw
Sorry, Ferals.
I saw you today while I was at work, and it was a 3 hour stream. I was like, usually your stream's like an hour, hour and a half, and then
Yeah,
you're
I
out.
was into it.
Dude, you were
I just
going.
I feel
You
I
were
feel so
simming.
apologetic when I stream. Like, I'm so sorry. This isn't interesting to you guys. This is interesting to me, and I just want to do it. I want to sim stuff, and I was getting really good feedback too, which was really cool. And I was like, we found like what I thought was like the best set. Like, I was like, there's no way to improve this. And then Table's like, here you go. And I was like, oh, 300 DPS more. That's
Like,
embarrassing.
you need to use these
But
settings.
it was all settings. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was all settings. Except for like he did have 2 pieces swapped, but like, and it was a slight DPS increase. But yeah, it was mostly settings.
That's why I'm kind of skeptical when people are like, yo, I just simmed this and it was a 200 DPS upgrade for me. And it's like, well, I simmed
Yeah,
something really similar and it was like a 50 DPS loss. So
yeah,
a lot of people are simming like the tier differences. So it's like, well, I had 4 piece tier 7, I switched to 2 piece tier 8 and I'm getting 150 more DPS. Wait,
yeah.
that's a red flag to me. Like, wait, what? Like, what are you doing? Like,
What are you doing?
what did you really
Yeah,
change? So,
yeah.
yeah.
If you go into settings and on the encounter you change the duration to 60 seconds, it'll guarantee increase your DPS by like 10%.
Yeah.
Like guaranteed. So like if you want to cheat something, you set it to like 30 seconds and then you sim it. So like right now, as a feral, I'm simming for 13k. Like it's not real. Like
Yeah.
you gotta there honestly like there has to be like what I would think would be really cool for WoW Sims is to have like a button that says like here is the sim comparable setup.
Mhm.
And when you press that, it locks everything on the settings so that this is comparable to like yeah, you can change your professions, but you can't change the duration. The duration, give or take on the random. The even the raid buffs, like everything is like this is what you get, this is all you get, and they'll take away anything that creates too much variance. And that way, when you say, "Hey, I simmed this," they can say like, "Oh, did you run it on the sim comparable settings?" And you're like,
Yeah.
"Yes, I did." Cool. Okay, I can take what you say seriously. Is that too much? Is that too much? I don't know.
No, I would prefer that to have
Because we have the
that.
same problem on the dummies. Remember, like people used to fight different dummies, and they were like, "Yeah, I'm doing like 2k more than you. What are you doing wrong?" And I'm like, "What dummy are you?" And you're like, "Oh, this one in Ironforge. It's really cool. I crit for like 3 times more than any other player." Like, don't isn't that a red flag to you?
It's like
Like
there's
that
never anybody
you
there.
go hunt down this one mob off to the side that looks like its arms broken. You're like, "This is the one."
Like, well, actually, the 60 target dummies only have 1,000 armor, but the level 70 has 2,500 armor. So therefore, your DPS is gonna
Yeah,
be better on the 60. You need to sim. Yeah, you need to sim. You need to target dummy the level 70. Like, what are you even doing? Somebody told me that one night. I was simming on like a level 80 target dummy, and they were like, "You need to hit the level 80 target dummy. That's the raid boss." It's like, so then I
What?
just get misses and resist, like partial resist. Like I'm not testing a partial resists. Like, no.
I think, but the as long as like you compare with the same thing, fine. But like when everyone like when you can skew the results so much, it's just like man, whatever, whatever. But yeah,
Yeah. So what was
that was
your findings from your simming? Did you find like what were you testing for current gear that you have? Like what did you sim for your personal like best in slot that you wanted to aim for phase two?
so. This is actually so I was actually streaming yesterday for a very short period of time. My dog had to go to the hospital. He's clearly fine now. He's up in the corner. So I didn't get to finish. And while I was gone, someone pointed out that my simming was inaccurate because I was way over the hit cap. So any gear I added that had hit on it was being very undervalued because one of its stats was being ignored because I was already over the hit cap because of that stupid weapon I have. And I was like, man, that's a really good point. So I decided to start all over. I put on a non-hit weapon and compared them to get a better idea of T7 two piece and T8 two piece versus T8 four piece. The result ended up being about the same. T8 four piece is slightly better with a perfect rotation. And that's pretty much the end of it. And then we also started figuring out like, okay, how much ARP do you need or how much ARP do you need for it to be beneficial? So we started talking about how you want the Dream Staff. I always forget what it's called. Dream Binder, Dream Binder. You get the Dream Binder and Mjolnir, and that should be enough for you to start putting ARP in. And then someone was talking about like, well, how much ARP do you need? So I explained that the 1399 slash 1400. And to calculate it, you just subtract Mjolnir's on chance, which is 751 to give you 649. So 649 is your soft cap. That's what you should go for, and you should aim for it. And it turns out ARP, as soon as you hit that soft cap, any ARP over is actually worse than strength. Now, so I did all the strength stuff. So I switched everything beyond the ARP to strength. Then Table came in and said, hey, I did that, except I put Agi, even though Agi is technically a worse stat than strength, but for some reason, it scales better. And sure enough, he did 200 DPS more than us by just gemming Agi, which, why would you think? I mean, because everyone knows strength is slightly better than Agi.
Yeah,
So,
everybody knows that. I knew that. Of course I did.
back to life, they're all about you. Yeah, true story.
One thing I did see about your simming that I was gonna critique and shoot you a
Oh, bring it
message
on.
was maybe it was just because you were streaming, but simming only 3K iterations I feel like is pretty small, and it adds a
It
lot of
was the
variance.
default. It was the default. I'll increase it. Oh, you know what it was? Maybe I think it's either the default or I lowered it because I was doing when I first was in here, I was doing it on stream and it was taking forever because I was
Yeah,
doing like a bigger number. The variance doesn't get like okay, so like right now I'm simming it's 1321 difference. Let me see what it changes to. With 10,000 sims.
10,000 is a little better. Yeah,
1322. The difference is 1. So like yes, 3,000 is lower, but honestly, you could probably get away with 500 because of the numbers we're using are small enough that the variance shouldn't be more than I mean, you're already talking variance of like 1322. Like let me set the setting back to 180 because that's just annoying.
I
Oh
always
man, that's
do
gonna take forever.
25K iterations. That's me. It takes like
Do you
10.
really
Yeah, it takes like 10 seconds, 5, 10,
do
somewhere in there.
2,500 instead? You'll be just as happy.
25,000.
25,000 so
25,000.
many. It takes forever. Oh my god, it's taking forever. I don't know why I agreed to this.
That's your internet, man. Especially if you're
No, it's
streaming.
not.
Like, yeah, it is.
It's not. No,
It
because
doesn't take that
the
long. I'm about
this
to pull mine up right now.
I'm still running it.
Monitor
Still.
capture. We've got like
Oh
Inception
my
here
god.
for a
Okay,
second.
hold on. You know what?
Yeah, hold
You know
on.
what?
Hold on.
You know what?
I need a stopwatch. 25. Do I? I need like an in-game stopwatch.
Okay, I have mine set to 180-second duration, a 5 variance. I'm gonna sim 10,000. Go.
Oh no.
Holy crap! This is
See, I
so
feel like
long.
mine took like 10 seconds. Mine finished before
Is
yours
yours
did.
is yours done?
Yeah, I did 25,000. I started like a second after you. It took like 10 seconds, bro.
What settings do you have?
Do we need what settings do I have?
Maybe it's faster as a booming.
Oh,
One sec.
60 seconds. But still,
Yeah, the default is 3,000.
yeah.
No,
I think
60 seconds versus 180. That's a huge difference.
it's still going
Change
to
it
take
to
10
180.
seconds. It's still going to take 10.
No. Run it.
3,
Run it.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, it's taking like 3 extra seconds. Sub 15 seconds to run it. Yeah, I was simming some weird stuff, so that's why it's.
Hold on. Let me
I brought
I
it
just
down to
realized
60.
hold on, let me switch it back to
10K's best.
Game Discord.
See, I like the 25K.
I think 3K is fine.
Yeah.
3K. Okay, have any of you guys seen a variance between 3K and 10K? Like put both of them in right now. So okay, let's take a snapshot. Click on save as reference.
Mm-hmm.
Click on save as reference.
And then drop it to
Oh,
3.
I'm seeing the delay. So yeah, click on save as reference, drop it to 3,000 and run it and see how big of the difference is. And memorize the number next to it where it says DPS plus or minus.
I didn't do that to start with.
It's okay. It's okay.
1.71. But if you're trying to do like one piece at a time, it's like which bracers are better.
If let's say you find two pieces that are almost identical and you want to test it, the variant increase, sorry, not the variance, the cycle increase from 3,000 to 10,000 is not going to increase much because so all it does is it shrinks the variance down smaller and smaller and smaller. But you're talking from 3,000 to 10,000, it's not a large enough of a sample to shrink it enough. If you were to go from maybe 200 to 2,000, you would see it because the sample of 200 isn't big enough to narrow down the variance. Back me up, Table. You're on my side.
419.
Table agrees with me. See? Look what you missed out
on. It was a variance of
nothing.
It was a variance of 419. I resim it for 3K and it's up to 427. I resim it again. 408.
You see the point.
It's 19 variants. Like this the same iterations though. The variance is just going.
You're talking about so tiny. I'm not saying
tiny. That's 20 DPS.
But it's not.
Variance.
Because the variance. Okay, look. The difference between the two.
16. It went from 3,016 to 3,025.
Oh my gosh.
3,031.
Variance Rin, King of Simlin.
3,021.
Listen, the default is 3,000. I looked it up. So 3,000.
Yeah, the default is wrong and inaccurate and it needs to be changed.
No, it works just fine.
I think
you just realized like you've wasted so much of your life running this sim at 25 hours.
No, 25,000 doesn't take that long, dude.
It's
not that bad, bro. Trust. Slightly more on 10. Yeah, see? 10 you're getting there. 25K though. I know like when they were figuring out like the phase 2 best in slot on the Drew Discord, my buddy Last Care sims for I think it's 100K iterations.
There's no need for that.
And
there's
sim.
What did you get?
It takes a while, he said.
I mean, okay, so just so you know, Bearbus, we were just throwing gear at the wall. We did not like go through and perfectly spec it. Do I still have it open? Let me see. Yeah. I don't know if I did. I might have deleted it. But it was like 11K. Something. It wasn't crazy. Yeah. It wasn't crazy.
I'm going to throw some spice out there that I think I found.
Too late, 25K.
I think I found an inaccuracy in the balanced druid sim, but I don't know what the inaccuracy is. And I got shot down on my first theory. and I need to dive a little bit deeper and see if I can like track down what it is that's happening. I was simming a little
Be right
bit
back.
yesterday myself. Yeah. And I was simming Wrath and the 4-piece tier 8 for Boomy. And what I was getting in game was a little bit lower than what I was getting on the sim. So I'm thinking the sim is somehow giving Wrath extra damage that it shouldn't be getting, whether it's from the tier 8 4 or 2 piece or whether it's just like base Wrath damage that's getting bumped a little bit. It's not that much, but it should, if it there is something wrong, it's going to lower our DPS on the sim from what people have been getting. And I like testing that stuff. It just takes forever because you have to like figure out Wrath's damage in game, and you have to sit there on a target dummy, make sure you don't have anything that's going to proc. The balanced druid sim at least has default like Mark of the Wild. You can't sim without Mark of the Wild. Like it's you have to have that on. So like if you test stuff in game, you have to have Mark on yourself. Not that hard, but that was something I found out by testing stuff and like asking questions. I was like, wait, these stats aren't matching up in game and on the sim. Like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, well, you have to have Mark of the Wild on. Okay. And, uh, yeah, something's weird with Wrath, and maybe it's just the way it interacts with the 2-piece tier 8, because the 2-piece tier 8 adds 7% damage to the Eclipse. So instead of 40%, it's 47%. So I was thinking maybe they did it like multiplicatively instead of additively. So I was like, maybe they're doing like 40% wrath damage and then adding 7% more wrath damage on top of that. And they were like, no, it's coded like 1.47, which is how it should be coded, I think. So I've still got to dive into that and figure out what the hell's going on. But it's going to take me like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and my mind melts, dude. When I'm sitting there on the sim trying to like make sure everything is like accurate and
I
correct, switching settings
I
around, dude.
I think simming live is the best way to sim because you always miss something and you've got people going like, no, 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 you got to do this because like sometimes like that hit thing, I didn't even notice my hit. Like someone pointed out my expertise cap and I was like, oh crap, like you got many eyes on it, you're less likely to like screw up and oh my god, stop with the iterations. ICCO. So I think table or table and Bearbis. I literally was just selecting the number one item, not looking at anything else. Sim 25K. And next 2 phases on disc. Yeah, post it. I'll post it on here. I'll show it on here. I don't care. I'll make it big.
Yeah, I was like, if you send it to me, I can put it up on the screen.
Oh yeah, we'll post it in my Discord. You can grab it from my
In your
Discord.
Discord? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can post it in your Discord if you want. I don't care. It's feral stuff though. So
Yeah, I don't allow anybody to DM me ever, so yeah.
me neither. I block everyone.
I have a bot that auto deletes every message I get. I never respond to anybody.
Yeah, Go won't even talk to me through Discord. I have to send him carrier pigeons. It's the only way he communicates with me.
They're owls, okay? It's just like I'm Harry Potter because I'm a moonkin, so it's got to be an owl.
Sorry.
Oh,
Apologize for assuming it's carrier pigeons.
which channel is it going to be in? Because I have some of them muted. So if
It's usually feral DPS.
feral DPS, okay, yeah, I have that one muted. I see nothing yet though.
Yeah, Bearbis is typing right now. It'll show up.
Got wider when I bumped it to 10K iteration. See,
he's probably giving it context, so it's not just some random post in the middle. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe he's like, I hate you all. Wants to see my next 2 phase gear sets that are going to be better than someone else. Not going to name any names. Probably mine. Probably mine.
Dude, table, bump it up to 25K, bro. See what happens.
The variants got wider. I guess that makes sense because you got more opportunity. I don't know. It doesn't matter, guys. You're looking at the wrong part.
He's like, it doesn't matter.
Like if we were talking about something life and death, fine. But we're talking about your DPS of a game. All right, let's see. Thank you, Bearbus, for specifically calling me out. I appreciate that. Like first he goes like, not gonna name any names, and then next line at Grifton. What a jerk. Yeah, I did not put any time into my Bearbus. I was actually showing people that you can even switch to phase 3 and phase 4.
I didn't know
phase
that.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not phase 5. Oh, is there phase 5? Is Ruby Sanctum considered its own phase yet?
Probably. Pulse
I turned the
simulate.
lights off, and now I look super white.
I was gonna turn mine off, but I don't know how mine looks with the light off. In the old place, I would stream with my light off, but now I don't know if
Yeah,
I
one
can.
of those like.
I need a
I
lamp.
have one of those lights. Yeah, I have like one of those Zoom lights, like for when you do Zoom videos, so you have light in your face.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see.
Ooh.
Is it there? Is it there, God? It's me, Margaret. Still hasn't posted it yet. There it is.
There it is. Okay.
He sends it as an 80 upgrades and not as a sim.
Well, you
They're
can
the
copy
worst.
your sim into the or your 80 upgrades into the sim.
It's not better. Okay, it looks cool, except it's a Tauren. Oh yeah, the Lasher weave.
Oh, we gotta take the helm off. First things first. Helm goes off.
The helm looks cool.
Wait, I'm supposed to sim it?
Dude, the shoulders are too big without the helm though. Yeah, sim that. Sim that B.
Sim that
You've
B?
got to be a JC. You got to be a JC. You've got to have Death's Choice.
Hold on.
which is the wrong
I
one.
gotta get there first, my dude.
Idol of the Crying Moon. Your periodic damage from your lacerate and rake abilities grants 44 agi. Bro, is that simming better than the other one? I can't think of the name of. There's like 2 of them that are really good.
All right, what am I doing here? He doesn't have a pre-popped potion. Do we need a pre-pop potion?
Yeah.
Speed?
Yeah.
We do an NG because I saw you put NG on yours.
It should be engineering and jewel craft.
I mean, do you want Sapper and Serenite?
Oh yeah. Serenite bomb too. Dumb. Yeah.
And you said what? NG jewel craft?
So double pot. Yeah, sorry, I'm watching delay. NG jewel craft.
Okay.
It should be already said jewel crafting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
180, 3,000 iterations as per default setting.
180.
My nose looks weird.
180. There's no melee crit. You don't need to like leader of the packet.
What?
There's,
yeah, why is it so low?
There's no melee crit.
Switch it to the gear.
Huh?
Are you already at the gear? Yeah, why is the melee crit so low?
I mean, it's not checked on the raid buff.
Oh, I mean, I'm looking at the melee crit. It says it's 5%. Oh, that's melee hit. Oh my god.
Melee crit says 72.
I was looking at the wrong spot. I apologize.
In the settings.
Hey, that's my autism.
Do I need improved leader of the pack?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm on a delay, so I can't see what you're doing. Do whatever you think is right.
I have not spec'd Feral once. And food
at 75. Jeez.
Food buff, I know you guys had changed something.
You could do armor pen or whatever he's gemmed.
Just do the fillet. What is he gemmed? Red? Strength. So
if he gems strength over armor pen, then yeah.
Strength food.
Mm-hmm. It's strength fillet.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Am I good? Do I need a bleed? Bleed debuff?
I can't see it.
What do you mean you can't see it?
It's a delay, man.
Do I need a bleed?
No, just click some whatever.
I want to make sure I have all the settings correctly here, dude. Okay, talents. We got the talents.
Look fine.
There's glyphs.
Just trust the talents. Click
trust
simulate.
it. All right, I'm gonna sim it for 3, and then I'm gonna up it to 10
for 3 minutes. Wait, for 10 minutes?
10 minutes.
Oh, 3,000. Okay.
3,000. We have 14.
Into a 3-minute fight.
375.76, and then we got a plus or minus 392.
Ooh, 14 something. Why did it say what's Grif done and then simming?
What's Grif done? That was like
Nothing.
the show notes. As we went through, I deleted them. So that was like the last thing to talk about that I had. 10K. Now we're at 14,368.52
It's the same thing.
with a plus or minus of 384. And now we're going to 25K. If it's the same thing, why do they give us the option to change the amount of iterations?
Because you can go lower than that. Like when you get to the smaller numbers, not when you get bigger.
You want to go, okay, I'm only going to have 16 chances at this because we're going to have 16 weeks. What's going to be my best option?
Okay. I think of it like this. I have a choice to shoot you in the head. I can shoot you 1 time or 10 times. And you're like, oh, those are, my odds are better that I'll hit you 10. But you're like, yeah, but what you really need to do is shoot me 47,000 times. And I'm like, yeah, but you don't need that because 10 shots will kill you.
But if you're testing guns, right? I don't know how this conversation got switched to this, but
I'm not trying to make it about this. I'm just
if
saying,
you're comparing guns and you're like, oh, well, I simmed this gun at 1 iteration and I missed, therefore this gun always misses. But I simmed this gun at 50 shots and I hit 26 of them. So this gun is obviously better because I hit it 26 times.
Yes. That's exactly what it is.
But what if the first one that you simmed for the first gun and missed on, you hit the next 49 in a row?
Oh, you turned off bear weaving.
I didn't turn it off.
Go to talents.
I can change it.
Yeah, change it to bear weaving talents.
Talents. I gotta switch talent.
Well,
hold on. This was my test here. 14,360.
Look at the variance. Oh, I'm so glad you ran it at 25K.
But look at that. Like which set sounds better? The 3K because it's got a wider variance, but it's got
they're within like 20 of each other.
9 more DPS, bro. Let me teach you how to squeeze 9 more DPS out of your sims. You drop it down to 3,000. Let me do 1K.
Bam. 1K.
Does 1K matter?
Yeah, 1K might have a bigger variance, or not a bigger variance. It might have a different number, like a maybe 30 to 40 different number.
378.
I mean, guys, this is math. 378. So it's the highest,
and it's got the lowest variance.
Yeah, that's because the amount of results is smaller, so the variance is going to shrink.
Well, the variance is the highest at 3K that you sim at.
I don't know why, but that's just a matter of randomness. Like it's not.
That's why you eliminate the randomness by doing 25K.
Okay. Let's say you take the temperature of 100 people, and all their temperature is 98.6 degrees. Okay. And you take the temperature of 1,000 people, and almost everyone's 98.6, but a few are off. What is the temperature of people? You don't know, because you've got to do it 10,000 times. Because even though you've already got a I can't keep explaining this. Jesus Christ.
What?
My dog just scared the crap out of me. All right, come here. He can hear stuff I can't hear. And it scares me. Jesus. I'm not learning statistics. I'm teaching statistics. What is wrong with you? A larger pool gives you a better accuracy. But at some point, the pool becomes pointless because the numbers don't vary enough for it to matter.
You know what I'm doing? I'm doing 100K. I'm going for it. 100K iterations.
That's the end of our stream.
All right, see you guys back next week when this finishes up.
Next week when we find out the results of the exact same test we've done 4 different times.
Yeah, I'm learning something.
I want you to plot all these on a graph, see if you understand what's going on.
I mean, my DPS just keeps going up the lower iterations I do. That's all I'm saying. But
Yeah, and if you
but
go to like do
the
10, do
the
10.
the variance is going
You
up and
did
down.
you click play on the 100? You did.
Yeah, oh
Okay.
yeah, it's going. It's it's gonna take it a minute. It does. It really does not like 100,000. It's going super slow.
You're 10% there on my screen. Honestly, it all depends on what you're trying to test. I agree, it does. But this, because the largest number you're dealing with is 14,000, and the variance is only 392. Okay, once you get to these numbers this big, I probably would increase it to 5,000, but only if I'm like really concerned about it. Because the variance isn't big enough for even 3,000 to be that big of a factor. Like you're all within this window, and then it slowly gets tighter and tighter. It's not.
It's not getting tighter and tighter though.
98.6 degrees. That's the human body temperature. Probably.
There should be a pattern with the variance. But there's not.
No, there's not. It shouldn't be a
The
pattern with the variance. There should be clustering with the variance. That's how they determine the actual average through clustering.
15.4K.
Get good. Get good. Table
Golly.
slam. Golly.
Jeez, that's 1% hit. That's the
Okay. Run when this finishes in a couple days. set this to 100 and set the settings to 60 seconds.
Wait, set what to 100? Oh, the iteration?
No, I don't have 100 people around my house. Where do you think I live? In a commune? No, it's like statistical fact.
Oh,
Like yes, people vary at temperatures, but like the average temperature of a
That's a
human being is
big
98.6 degrees.
big game
I
for
learned
Bear
it
Reeve.
from a commercial about bad breath. The temperature of a human mouth is 98.6 degrees, the same as a sweltering jungle.
Ooh, here we go. The set table came up with Jesus holy fat link Batman.
Did he set the one? Because that means it's a direct one.
Table sent one. I'll use that one.
Yeah.
After this finishes in another 3 minutes.
I got time. You know what? I think okay. I think this is what we should do. We should do if we can find a night where it works, we should get me, you, Table, Barabbas, anybody that wants to come on Discord. We will make the whole screen just the Discord, and we will just BS about Druid stuff because this is so fun. And I feel like we're not allowing them to talk is the worst part. Like I want to hear Nest call me Mr. Grif, and then tell me things like Celsius is a thing.
Yes, Celsius.
Sir, are you seeing this? 1366. Just write it down. It hasn't changed in like 20 seconds.
1366. 14,366. But
look at the variant.
The last 8,000, it hasn't even gotten to the last 3,000. If the last 3,000 are all at 14,378, then it's going to go up.
Because the larger the number you get, the smaller the variance becomes.
No.
It should.
It's not though.
It's okay. It's smaller. The variance will be or the number will be inaccurate. I can't keep talking about this. There's my puppy.
The variance is the same though.
Is it over you with? It's still running on my screen.
The DPS went up 2 DPS, but the variance stayed the same.
Okay, so do it for 1. Do it. Run 1.
1 iterate? No, I can't do 1.
No, because you're gonna see the iteration's gonna jump all the way to. Oh yeah. Did you do tables yet?
No. I'm still doing this.
Bear weaving will still be there. Yeah.
Look at this.
100%.
Look at the 500. Boom. And we've got 14,400. We broke the 14.4 mark. Look at us. Same set of gear. All of a sudden, we jumped up 30 DPS here.
Come here. Come on up, bud. Come on. Here, hold on. Let me do this. There you go. Come on. Come around. Come up. Just come up, you weirdo.
That's all I can do. Okay. All right, let's see tables. How many iterations do I do for tables?
3,000. Standard iterations are fine. As you can see, 3,000 was pretty Accurate.
Are these bear weave talents?
I don't know. I can't see.
No improved
No, they're
mangle,
not.
but I need
Yeah,
bear
you need to
weave.
pick up the bear thing too.
This is bear weaving lacerate.
Dog. There's my puppy. Where's my puppy? You want to put big paws? Can you do big paws? Here you go.
Big paw. So I don't need to change anything. I just sim it.
Yeah, hit the button.
15,000.
Talents look right too. Cool.
$340. Oh man, I wish table would have said 15,000, like an exact number instead of 15.3k. Dang it, table. Like, well, I simmed it and I got 15.34.
In 3. That's still really good. That is 2 phases away, averaging an increase of 6,000.
Wait, so how different were the two sets?
They said there's 2 swaps. One of them's wearing the tier gloves, I think, and the other one's not. So because they're wearing the tier gloves, they probably dropped tier shoulders or something like that. Yeah.
Sanctified.
I don't remember.
Oh, there's a neck difference. There's a
Oh, yeah,
cloak.
that too.
There's a chest. The bracers.
I have not nest.
The
Helper.
gloves.
Oh, I did see it. Thank you. Very cute dog.
The rings.
I was like, what? And they're talking about some sort of like spec called Golden Bear. I was like, no, I haven't.
Ooh, bear.
I did see. Very cute dog.
Bearbus has a 284 ring.
Come on.
Table does not.
Table, get your rings in order.
And the trinkets are different.
Are they not doing death?
Those are two really different sets. They both had death, but the other trinket was a separate one.
Deathbringer's Will and
no. Wait,
and
Deathbringer's
Twilight
Will
Scale.
They both had.
Yeah, but one of them's got Scarlet. What is it? Sharpened Twilight Scale.
Let me hit his other thing up. This one still has the same
you.
two
I responded.
rings.
I did see it.
Yeah, these are some.
I didn't have internet.
Some big differences in the sets.
That's gonna be really cool. Come phase 4.
The no dry and I set.
Oh man, you want to see this? I want to see if I can
Phase
do this.
5, so that's Ruby Sanctum gear 2. Oh, okay.
All right, get. Okay.
It was phase 5,
so
but it was
this.
lower deeps.
I'm gonna show you this trick. See this rope? See this rope?
Yeah.
You ready? All right. Okay, it's gone. It's gone, but wait. Okay, up here. Got it. Oh, that hurts so bad. He clawed my leg a little bit.
Crazy,
hey, be careful.
dude. Crazy. Where did that even go? Was this was tables?
Oh, I'm so sorry. It was my dog got it. Did I not make that clear?
Oh no,
that was how it worked.
What was this one? The no dry and ice set. Still 15.3. Wait.
What defines a podcast? Yeah. Why are we making go do this?
I know. You're having the Boomy on Boomy night do the feral sims. This is ridiculous.
I was like, what is a rake? Did I rake it?
Yeah, like
I raked it.
I'm like, why do you have a 20 hit rating? Like 20 hit
Where's
rating.
the hit rating? Wait, does he really have 20 hit rating? No.
There's so many 20 hit rating. Like every gym is 20 hit rating. What is going on?
Frustrated trying to explain this.
You would
one thing
you would never see 20 hit rating in a Boomy set. You might see one gym that has hit, and that's it. You don't get this in Boomy.
Hold on. Let me message. Go. How do I press buttons?
The dry and I hit aura on and off. Mm.
Oh, you know what? No, because this is a boomkin stream.
Oh, this
How
heroic
dare
presence.
I push too much feral? Look at that hit rating. Still, 15.3 is crazy high for a feral.
But
Especially when in phase 2 they're maxing out at like what, 9, maybe 10, maybe.
so I've got a question for all the ferals here, since I've got all of the good ferals here. How many times have any of you guys simmed to make sure that your sim was accurate? To try to like help make sure that if there's a change that needs to be made, you can suggest a change. Be like, yo, I sat on a target dummy, because this is stuff I do for Boomy. I sit on a target dummy and I do 1,000 wrath I do 100 wrath cast, and then I'll do like
We
100 starfire cast.
So like the three of us, we all were talking about, was it phase 2 gear? On the PTR, we all were like trying to make sure the sims were correct when it came to the tier sets.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't reach out to anyone, but we were keeping an eye on what the sims did, and then we were doing like testing on real life on the PTR. I don't know if they went any further, but we definitely did like, hey, because like the thing is, sims are only good if they're checked to make
Yeah.
sure they're somewhat. Because like, if someone's just making up a sim and no one's like verifying it, then it's garbage. And I see people do it all the time, like especially on like the Discord. They'll be like, "Hey, I simmed 5.2, but I'm only I'm DPSing 5.6. Why? How is that? What's causing it?" And like first we eliminate like the obvious ones, like, oh, what's the target dummy you're using? You know, what buffs are you giving yourself? Like, have you set that? What's the fight like? Because like it is tricky to compare like apples to apples, especially because with Feral the rotation's like
It's like,
weird
what?
and set on dummies. Yeah. Not as much lately since I've been playing hardcore. Man, I really got to get into this hardcore thing.
I haven't been playing that much recently, hardcore wise, because we've been doing so much Ulduar. But I tried to do that event over the weekend. They had two of them, and Table did both. I started doing one, so there was like the race to Wailing Caverns one. It was 5.5 hours of leveling. You had to be Alliance, and you had to be at like the summoning stone for Wailing Caverns at the end of that 5.5 hours. And it started at 1 p.m. Eastern, and I did the Warcraft Reloaded podcast with Blazing Bob, Mel, and Scotty J on Saturday, the same day at 3. So I had 2 hours to level and try to like see where I was at, and I was like, maybe if I can like focus on leveling, continuing to level during the show, I was gonna try it. That lasted
Yeah.
like 5 minutes, and I was like, nah, dude, I'm just gonna like devote all my attention to the podcast. Like, I can't do both.
Wailing Caverns is level 15, 16.
Maybe even a little higher. It's kind of
Man,
like
in 5 hours. Wait, on which servers?
uh classic. Was it Era? No, it was Psalm. It was classic Psalm. So it was 100%, or is it 100%? 100% extra XP for quest. 50% X percent more. I don't know, but I didn't see the results of the Wailing Cavern one. I don't know because they capped this one at 10 teams, so 50 players. And yeah, I don't know how it went. It sucks. I
Oh,
did.
that's too bad. Yeah, there's not enough
Yeah,
advertising for it.
yeah, and then like
Like
there's
there
not.
needs to be like financial backing
There,
that like
they have a
so
little
it's
bit.
easy to.
Yeah, you kind of have to like be in the community already to
Yeah.
like know.
But like Blizzard, if Blizzard could put it on their like battle.net page,
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean? Like that's advertising. And that's cost them like almost nothing. Because I
Hmm.
don't even look at mine anymore. I'm just like, yeah. But like if there's something like, oh, what's that? Only 2 teams cleared were at Welling Caverns.
And how long did it take? That's another one.
Probably 2 hours. Welling Caverns in Season of Mastery is the old version, which means it's huge.
Yeah.
With like the old mushroom pathing. If you know what I'm talking about.
Mushroom pathing? I
Yeah,
don't think
so
so.
they cut it out of the new version. I think when they changed it in Cataclysm. But there's this whole extra part that you get, like it's all twists and turns. And
Yeah.
if you don't know how to go, all you have to do is follow the mushrooms on the ground. There's like these like yellow mushrooms, and you can just follow them and go the right way the whole time. And the designer was like, I thought it was obvious, but no one noticed.
Uh,
5.5 hours of leveling, then a draft, then a race to clear. No resing. Death equals delete.
yeah.
Yeah, but that's leveling. How long did it take to actually clear Wailing Caverns? WC.
I imagine it took a while, but I started so like it started at 1 o'clock, so I had until 6:30 to level, and then there would have been the draft process, which probably would take an hour, so that'd be like 7:30. I had the GDKP that night too, so I was like, even if I finished leveling and got drafted onto a team, I probably wouldn't have been able to finish the dungeon.
Yeah, which would have been a real like downer if you join a 5-man and like, hey guys, I know this was fun, but
Yeah,
I gotta go.
yeah, and I know we're in
And
the
I know
lead,
I'm the healer, but
and
you'll figure it out.
they
You'll figure
had
it out.
there was a $500 like reward to the team that won. So what's that? $125
Oh, nice.
per player for first place.
Yeah. No,
But I got to level 10 in that
it's
first
five
2 hours.
people for $500. They get $100.
Oh, for some reason I was thinking it was divided by 4. Yeah, you're right. Well, after I left and the last 4 continued
Oh,
on and
right.
cleared, it was 125.
I was like, 500 divided by 5. He got raw. It's the Guinness. It's the Guinness.
To get it. I'm not drinking Guinness tonight.
Oh.
No. Is the
Okay, I have a question for you. What are
Mhm.
you looking forward to the next couple of weeks of Ulduar? Like, what's the thing you're like that'd be cool?
I want my first piece of
Mjolnir.
252 gear. I don't care
Oh,
which piece it is. I just want to get a piece of hard mode loot because I haven't got one yet.
that's a good one.
That's gonna feel good. I think that's gonna make it
And the
all feel
bar
worth it.
that's a relatively low bar too. Like it may sound high, but honestly, it's not.
That
That's a reasonable ask.
that's the short term goal, and then the long term goal is to be able to have downed all the bosses that I had like the higher prio loot on, so I can get like
Mhm.
my realistic bis. If I can get my realistic bis, I'll be happy. If I don't reach
Dude,
that,
realistic this is like
yeah.
even that now.
If I don't reach it,
Go
it's
ahead,
gonna
sir.
feel bad. I'm gonna.
My goal is to get into a raid that's not a GDKP.
Oh yeah. I mean that's a short term goal too, possibly potentially.
I mean, I could look around. I really like my guild though. Like I know the people. Sorry, all the beers coming back. I know the people. I know how they run. I like the pacing they go with. Like they're competitive, but not like overly competitive. I like that. Yeah, Dreambinder would be nice.
And I
Yeah,
am up.
Runestone and P2 or an Oglon kill. That'd be for sure.
I'm up for the first piece of 252 wrist. That is correct, and I think the ring too. I did this thing. I have this document that's public, but I haven't kept up with it too much for phase 2. But I did like put together my loot list on it the other day. Switch back to the screen. Pew, pew. But it's kind of like a reminder for me too. It's like I can click on it and easily see that I've got first prio by myself for like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of gear right now. If they drop, they're mine, and I know they're mine. So like conductive seal is like our best in slot 252 ring from Memron hard mode. If that drops when we get to Memron, I'll get the first one. Same with XT hard mode now, that it's possible to do if the bracers drop from that boss. They're mine. Soul Scribe, weapon. This is one that I hope drops tomorrow. If I could pick any piece of loot off of here that I have a chance of getting tomorrow, it's Soul Scribe. It's a main hand weapon. It's got haste, and my haste is super low right now. So like, come on, RNG gods, give me Soul Scribe.
Is what's green mean?
Green means I've already got it. So I've
Oh,
gotten
okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've gotten 6 pieces of loot.
And you're
And
not tied with anybody for the first
for
6,
any of these, yeah,
5.
I put them all in order. So like first tied with 1. If I had first tied with 2, that would have gone here, but I'm not. It's like second prio or second in line, whatever. Yeah.
XT hard mode grasp of reason. So I guess you're kind of happy they nerfed it, so you could actually maybe get those.
Yeah. Uh-huh. And are there
Not
any
bad.
other there's a lot of like General of Essex hard mode pieces I realized down here. Like our best trinket is from General Vezek's hard mode, and we're a little way away from that. So that might be like my second goal to get is to get Flare of the Heavens. That's a huge trinket. That's our Mjolnir's runestone for Boomy is Flare. But yeah, we're not going to see General Vezek's hard mode for a while. I
You don't
feel
think
like,
so? We
nah.
tried the 10 man and it sucked because people can't conserve. I mean, overhealing has been. I think General Vesix is a good thing because overhealing's been such a not an issue because like whatever, but like definitely something that nobody cares about. Like you know, what I mean? Like oh, you overhealed, cool. But now it's like, why are you wasting all your mana? Stop it! Stop it!
Stop it.
Stop it!
But yeah, one.
Stop taking damage. Move out. Why did you take more than one tick? How bad are you? You're garbage. Everyone, left group go left, right group go right. This isn't hard.
If you get the mark, go to the back. We need like
That's it.
we need a reenactment of the what's that called? The not molten core, Onyxia.
Nixia.
We need an Onyxia raid lead like impersonation for Ulduar.
Everybody move left. Yeah, I can't do this voice. More dots. More dots. Yeah, I think it's funny because if you don't know, General Vesix is just me sitting on the foot. But I've heard the raid lead calls so often, I know what they're supposed to do. I'm like, dude, they're calling like left group, move. All right, right group, run. All right, get on the edge. On the edge. All right, all right. Oh, oh, oh! Watch your mana. Watch your mana. Don't take too much damage. You gotta run out. Gotta run out. And I'm like, oh, I don't even look up, and I'm like, I could see what they're not doing from just like listening to like the call outs. Like
You
if
should
you have to get constantly guided through every move you make, you're a bad player.
you need to turn around and just watch and see how many ranged are getting knocked back from Shadow Crash.
Normally I would, but for some reason my tank does not like to stand still at all.
Mm.
Like he's like turning, turning, turning. I'm like, okay, but like chill. And then I don't know, maybe there's a reason for it, but like on the hard mode, he's constantly spinning him around. And I always try to go on the outside leg. So when he spins, it doesn't matter. But for some reason, whenever I choose the outside leg, he's like, oh, I'll spin him the other way. Like, sorry, it's my swear words coming out. I'm 2 beers deep.
Whoa, dude. Slow down, bro. Slow down.
Sarcasm?
Yeah, I'm about
Oh, okay.
four shots worth and 2 beers deep.
I can't do shots. Can't.
So
It messes me up too fast. I like to enjoy the chill.
you like to
chill.
you like to choy
Yeah,
choy the Jill,
sure.
choy the
Hold on,
Jill.
let me see where.
But if you want to see my struggle with being arranged on Vezex, watch tomorrow's stream for our Vezex skill.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I think I'll watch that. I got. What time do you guys rate at?
We start at 9 Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, I should be home by then. I might hop on and check it out. Just because I do like listening to, especially when you get to like the hysteria where you're like, come on, just do the mechanics.
I don't like that part.
I really enjoy that. I know. I'm there for it. That's why I'm there. Agility. Agility. Agility? Agility. Agility. I don't know what I'm doing here. Like rogue people. Next time we have I think next time we have like a chill podcast, we'll just invite everybody and see who shows up. I think that'd be really chill.
It might be a little bit.
2 weeks from now?
A little while. Well,
Oh, you
2
got
weeks.
someone in the
2 weeks it'd
in
be
the back
back
burner?
here. It'd have to be on yours. I wouldn't be able to control anything and contain people,
Oh,
and it's gonna be all feral. So
I would mute everybody and I would be like, raise your hand. You want to talk? Put your hand up. I don't know why I make that angry face so well.
so
My dog even knows it. What are you doing? You see him got up. He's like, oh, what's wrong?
next week is the 8th, and then it'd be the 15th back on mine, and then the 22nd on yours. So maybe the 22nd.
Yeah. And we might have a guest next week, right? Maybe.
They're confirmed, but you're scared to announce them.
I will wait until
If you want to wait, we can
like
wait.
Jay. I just if you're confident, it's on your stream, right?
I'm
No, it's on mine.
confident.
No, no.
I'll
Let's wait.
I'll
Let's wait.
call him out. I have no issues
I won't.
calling him
I
out.
won't. Because I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, I won't. I won't meet you guys because I think like a lot of us, it's fun to talk to you guys like about, and it sucks that you guys have to type and we get to like just talk over you guys. Like table slams is stupid head. There's nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do.
So I tried to get a boomy on this week. Maybe I can try to get one on in 2 weeks when it's back here on my channel. But
Or a resto. Or a resto.
or Resto. I should reach out to that Resto guy in the Druid Disc. Steak something. Steak sandwich. That's his name. Frankensteak. That's his name. Frankensteak.
You know, I almost went on a rant. It's not worth it. But yeah. Anything else you want to talk about before we spit into a
we covered all the stuff I had listed, so I'm good. I'm happy with it.
I'm trying to think if I've got videos coming out, and I'm looking forward to talking about those next week. But until they come out, I really don't want to like go too much into it. Hey guys, Grifton here, and today we're recording live.
I've got one in the works with Nest that I would like to have out by next Tuesday. So it should be out by the next podcast next Wednesday. I've got it. That's what I'm gonna work on after we finish up here. I'm gonna get some editing stuff done and send it over to Nest, and we'll see how it turns out.
I like Table. I like when you come on the podcast. You're very you fit well into this.
I was gonna ask him tonight but I never like heard a confirmation that the guest wasn't gonna come on that I had reached out to. So I was just like, if they hit me up last minute and I had already gotten Table, then I'd feel bad because I'd be like, yo, like I gotta tell somebody sorry. Because I can't handle two people. I can hardly handle you. I can't even handle you. What am I talking about handling? Yeah, dude.
I'm so calm.
You're so out of control. You go on these tangents, bro. I don't know how to bring it back in.
The tangents are the show.
We started talking about Guinness. We started talking about loggers and German and like what?
We're talking about guns.
Yeah, you bringing out guns. That's gonna get this view flagged.
We had to teach you how to do basic mathematics.
Yeah, I'm simming feral TOC here.
500 divided by 5. That's the math I was referring to. The feral simming, I don't know what happened there. That was definitely off the rails. I'll agree to that. Table has the best people speech thing. What's that, talking? Just have me on retainer as a guest. I agree, Table. You're my sub when I don't feel like dealing with Go. I'm like, Go, I can't this week. You're driving me up the wall.
What would
you always want to sleep on the right side of the bed? I said the right side of the bed's mine, and then you try to push me over, then you steal the blankets. Yeah, I'm gonna make this weird, Go. I'm gonna make this weird.
What would the show be called if we had Table on as like a guaranteed like part of it, like a 3
Druid? It would just be called Druid, and it'd be D.R.U.I.D. People ask us what the letters stand for. We'd be like, come on.
It's not obvious.
Yeah, Classic's been out for 3 years, and you haven't figured it out.
Yeah, you don't know what DRUID stands for.
I don't think you're ready for a podcast. Okay, maybe get a book, dictionary. This is embarrassing.
The 98.6. If you measured the temperature of 10 people and it was all 98.6, how did we get there?
See, that's what I mean. That's the fun conversations that we have on this podcast. And we're going to make Table Slam a part of it by naming it Druid. I'm seriously, we have to come up with what it stands for, but don't tell anybody. Don't ruin I don't know. We'll work on it.
G to G podcast. There we go.
Druids rule. You idiot. Dummy. Did I just crack a code here? Yeah, you can come on whenever you want to, man. Like I am not particular when it's my stream because I can handle all the video conference crap.
That's too much for
if
me.
if I join the stream 5 minutes before we go, he is panic mode.
I
He's like,
was.
hold on,
Tonight.
hold on. I'm
I was
like, bro,
like, I gotta set up these
fine.
cameras, dude. Please, please.
I don't touch mine. I just make new ones constantly for the amount of people that are on. So
Somehow I always mess them up. Something changes. I switch the size of the outline, like of the
I gotta
overlay.
teach you. I'm gonna
Dude,
make
it's
videos on how to do OBS because OBS is confusing to a lot of people.
yeah. I need Blazing Bob to do a video on how he has his stream set up.
Ooh, we could talk about lore.
Loganar's lore hour. Ooh.
Malorn.
I would be that would be a learning session for me. I'd be quiet. I'd be sitting over here, maybe turn my
I
camera
would ask
off.
questions like, oh, but what about? Isn't he considered? No, he's not. Okay. I don't get. Okay, here's what I don't get. Are you born the thing you are? Like, is a druid born a druid?
Are we talking in game?
In lore.
In lore.
Yeah.
So like, is a night elf born as a druid? Is that what
Mhm.
you mean?
Well, it can't be though, because there's shaman. But it is a night elf that becomes a druid always destined to be a druid, or do they choose that path? Malorn. You like that? You like my Malorn joke?
Because they're already adults. So it's like, are they 18 years old? But when they're level 1,
They were like,
then they get to choose.
I'm one with the spirits.
All right, we've been going for a little over 2.5 hours. I was planning on ending it at 8:30 if I did raid tonight at 9. But I don't raid tonight.
We said
You
said 8, and then
8.
no, we said 8, and you go, I don't have to raid tonight, so let's just go for whatever.
Yeah. But that's it for tonight.
Yeah.
Next
Hey, thanks for hopping on, guys. Thanks for watching us.
next week on
Thanks
Grif's
again.
channel.
I don't know if Sebastian's still here.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Sebastian, thanks for the super thanks. My dude, the 69.69 sec, which translates, I can tell you what it translates to in USD. It tells me that.
Does it? Oh, cool. Either way.
The $6.72, my dude, thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, guys. And like and subscribe. Or just like and then subscribe after. Even if you're not a boomy,
what he said.
His streams are legitimately amusing. So even if you're not a boomy, you can watch and be like, the guy died from the same thing last week. He walked right through it, even though the raid leader was like, "Don't walk through it."
Dude, the people in Mimron's room, they still died. The trash leading up to Mimron, they died this week again. 3 weeks in a row. I was like, yes.
Someone died from like the bomb. Like, you know how you run past the bombs?
Yeah.
Someone died. And if you have the Thames weak aura, it shows a picture of a cow, and I think it says like idiot with their picture or like their name. And I'm like, whoa, that's good. That's good. Yes. Anyway, guys, I'm not paid to say anything. This is not my channel. This is his show, gosh darn it.
That's right.
Anyway, all right. You can end it whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Next week on Grif's channel, he's going to have a witty title like mine was tonight, Stressin for Progression, because I've been stressing way too much. But until then, we'll be both streaming throughout the week. Check out Table Slam. He streams a lot of feral stuff too. We're all streaming Druid stuff, so if you love Druids and you like to watch streams, check us all out. Grif's stuff is like right below his thing there. YouTube at Grifton, but Twitch at Griftonish. But he's always restreaming, so he's live on both at the same time. So it doesn't matter which one you follow, whichever you prefer.
Keep vibing.
But yeah,
Thanks for watching, guys.
See ya.